Isn't this the most beautiful music on this planet, goddammit? I mean, come on, bro. Come on. Yo, what's up, Surgeon? What up, Zero? What up, Zumbatron? What's up, YouTube? How we doing today? How we guys doing today? Be short stream today, sadly. I gotta bounce in about 3 hours and something, so... Hey, man. Still better than nothing, right? Still better than nothing. My coffee is gone too. Oh man, nothing but despair out here. Nothing but despair out here. You bought a $100 pre-order of the game. Oh hell yeah, Zumbatron. That's what I like to hear, brother. You will not be disappointed. No. Very much worth it, my friend. Anyways, what we got to watch today? Well, we still gotta catch up on some of the videos from Dreamcore on the mechanics. Got plenty to go through still, actually, which is good. And then I want to see our Lords and Saviors Alkaizer's video for the gems. Man, I hope they will give us some more footage, bro. You know, until the release. I mean, it's 8 days, right? It's like a week, but still, dude. But still, we need some of that good stuff. We need some of that good stuff. All right, hold on. This is okay, keystones. I did manage to snap myself a date in 2 days. Oh, yo, you got dates on Patron. Yo, rockin' dude. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. In this series, I'm covering changes to mechanics going from Path of Exile 1 to Path of Exile 2, and detailing exactly how these mechanics function to provide a resource for new and returning players alike. If you want to check out the full playlist, I'll link it in the video description below. Today's video is a short one as we take a look at the changes
What's up, Charger?
to Cutting Strike
Oh, man.
in Path of Exile 2. Cutting Strike is an
Witch Hunter is this one, right?
in Path of Exile. If a hit with Cutting Strike would bring an entity's life to or below a threshold, that hit will instantly kill the entity. So by default in Path of Exile 1, Cutting Strike has a 10% maximum life threshold. So a hit with Cutting Strike would need to bring a target down to 10% of their maximum life.
We already know it's 30, 20, 10, and 5% for this for unique bosses, no? I think. But this is what he said in the later videos we watched yesterday, I think.
Life or below to proc the Cutting Strike and instantly kill that target. Importantly though, the hit does not need to deal any damage to proc a Cutting Strike. It only needs to meet those conditions. So by default in PoE 1, a hit which deals no damage can still proc Cutting Strike as long as it hits a target with 10% of maximum life or below. Cutting Strike cannot proc from damage over time, as is an...
What's going on, Mr. Headshot? Good morning, sunshine. Hey, it's up, Frosty? Damn, you're here as well? That's what I'm talking about, dude. There's nothing to every damage, okay.
Effect. Now, in Path of Exile 2, Cutting Strike is receiving some changes to the default Cutting Strike maximum life threshold, and this threshold will now be based on monster rarity. This change is sourced from a loading screen tip shown.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. I think I even screenshotted this one on my PC when I saw this. Getting stuff ready for Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Big Thanksgiving. Good to hear that, bro. Good to hear that.
Here. So, Cutting Strike in PoE 2 will have a different maximum life threshold for each different monster rarity type. 30% for normal or white monsters, 20% for magic or blue monsters, 10%
like
for
execute,
rare
then.
or yellow monsters, and 5% for unique monsters. In terms of the effectiveness of Cutting Strike going from PoE 1 to PoE 2, it's going to be stronger against weaker monsters and worse against named bosses. And in terms of the effective damage increase you gain from utilizing Cutting Strike, Well, the default Culling Strike in Path of Exile 1 is approximately 11.1% more damage when it's executed at 10% of maximum life. That's going to remain the same for rare monsters in Path of Exile 2, but for unique monsters it's going to substantially decrease, down to approximately 5.2% more damage when executed at 5% of maximum life, while for magic and normal monsters it's substantially increasing to approximately 25%
what's up,
more
Avsky?
damage against magic
How's it going, dude?
monsters and 42.8% more damage against normal monsters. Now, in the context of PoE 1,
Can't wait for PoE 2. You're gonna blast as well. That's what I like to hear, brother. Only 8 days, man. I'm early. Yeah, damn. Yeah, because it's gonna be a shorter stream. I gotta bounce in about 3 hours and 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I gotta bounce, man. It's gonna be like this for 3 days now, because I gotta bounce at 6 p.m. Today, tomorrow, and the next day. It's fine though. Main thing is we're out here, boys, right? Sorry for the 4-hour Q&A. You think it's gonna be 4 hour, brother? We are not gonna see the light of PoE 2 for the whole weekend, all right? So it's different from a crit strike. Yes, Frosty. Yes, this is Culling Strike is like a execute. If you reach certain threshold on on the maps, it's just gonna insta kill them. Full time to go part time. Rough life out here, bro. Rough life out here. Yeah, working.
this, of course, doesn't sound particularly useful because normal and magic monsters often die in a single hit anyway. But we have already seen some footage of considerably tanky magic monsters in Path of Exile 2.
Dude, Minion will be fun to play. God damn, dude.
They're trying to create different monster types with
Twitch still being an utter C word. Well, Avsky, I wrote them last week on Friday, I think, because they probably forgot about me, and they did. Because they did another investigation and they found out that some suspicious thing with ads was happening, and they have terminated my access to ad revenue. And said I will not have ads on channel, which would be a mega W, but I think they will still run the ads on the channel and just get all the money. Because, you know, if new viewers go to stream and they get hit with ads, they just leave, right? I would do the same. So if that means I have no ads on the channel, it'll be W, but it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Of course, I asked them on that email with a question like, where is the rest of my revenue since July? And I haven't gotten a response yet. TNL's hard work, I agree. I get it. What's up, Depsky? How's it going, bro? What up, what up, what up, what up? Probably no sound. Let me greet him in the chat. That's molding, such useless. Yes, yes, a big molding. Ooh. Furious, bro, furious.
varying difficulty and rewards based on that difficulty. So it may be the case that you encounter normal or magic monsters that are considerably stronger than others, and this is where that Culling Strike may be useful. There's also the question of whether or not the Slayer Ascendancy will exist in PoE 2, and if it does exist, how will it interact with these new Culling Strike thresholds? That is yet to be seen.
Okay, that was a good video. Culling Strike, we now know the thresholds for that. That's good, that's good. I like what I'm seeing. The boys are here. Avsky, what do you play? What are you planning to play? On these bad boy. Culling Strike, always take your mana before life. Mind though will matter, yes. Alright, let's go with spirits. Let's go with spirit. Bro, this is hands down the best channel on YouTube for PoE. No joke. No joke, man. Like 100%. Nothing comes even close, man. Watched 1 hour video, was looking at Deadeye. Oh, okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
To another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. This is a series I'm making in the run-up to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, covering Path of Exile 2's mechanics, how they function, and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1, to create a resource that is useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series.
This boss looks insane, right? Yeah, dude.
Link in the video description below.
For real.
This video is all about Spirit. Let's get into it.
Demon Hunter from D3? Bonus hits, really? I never played that in D3. Not going by any of the build videos yet all I know they'll change something before launch. Oh, there are no builds anyway on the well, if you see any build video, it's false because nothing has been revealed yet. No data mine, we don't know the passives, dude, we don't know a bunch, we don't know even 50% of that. So yeah, there are no real build videos anyway, Frosty. So we good, man, we good. D3 logo. Oh, did you play that, Sajin? I think I asked you, I forgot though.
Spirit is a completely new resource in PoE 2, it doesn't exist in PoE 1. Spirit will notably be used as the resource that auras and other reservation skills are reserved against. So in PoE 2, you'll no longer see almost every build reserving the majority of their mana pool against auras like you see in PoE 1. This is a new mechanic that's been designed specifically to combat this issue, with
Keep everything fresh for the game launch. 100% Frosty.
Going as far to say that they were
like, if I didn't have to do videos and stuff like that content, I would not watch any data mine either. No spoilers, but yeah. You did not play D3? Okay. But all my skins can be you. That's amazing, yeah. If you have spent some before, I also looked at the shop of PoE 1 today, microtransactions. There's a lot of stuff I would like to cop as well, dude, but yeah, nothing really standing out for me when it comes to armor. I thought we could like get the current league, the settlers, the rune theme skins. I thought we could buy them from shop, but they're not there, dude. Not even in the mystery boxes. Like, how the hell, dude? I thought we could get them. 6.4 thousand points. Ayo, sounds like someone went for the big bag. Wish I didn't play D3 again. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. Example in 2023, we were pretty sick of the fact that in PoE 1, basically every character was playing with no mana pool. Huh.
Sick of the fact that in PoE 1,
wish I could have been there. Yeah, same Frosty, dude.
Was playing with no mana pool. A character will be able to invest into obtaining more spirit by investing into specific gear modifiers, and perhaps more notably, the use of the redesigned Scepter one-handed weapon in PoE 2. As it will grant a lot of spirit as a baseline and will have rollable modifiers to improve the spirit gained from using it. Permanent spirit will also be obtainable from specific bosses in the campaign.
I got a question. I see like which minion builds attacking. So wouldn't with this weapon be 0 DPS? Or am I tripping? Or it is just the implicit of the weapon, spirit, and then you get damage. Isn't there always damage under the name?
And will have rollable modifiers to improve the spirit gained from using it. Permanent spirit
with them, okay.
will also be obtainable from specific bosses in the campaign, similar to skill points coming from...
Well, I guess in late game, if you get a lot of minions and they all have their own abilities, I guess you won't even have time to do some skills yourself, I guess.
Bosses in the PoE 1 campaign. Now, spirit will not only be used for auras, but also every other reservation skill, including some returning abilities from PoE 1 which have a new twist in PoE 2, such as Arctic Armor. Spirit will also be used...
Build up stages if stationary to provide protection from physical and fire damage as well. Per stage. Oh. One stage every half second while stationary, up to maximum 4. This sounds pretty sick, bro. Less physical and fire damage. Increased effect of chill. Hits are freezing. Damn. Okay. Okay. 100 spirit is quite low, I guess, but damn, bro. That sounds pretty cool. Just gotta hope minions have better health than they do in D4. Yeah, just with the do Paladin Ascendancy just to fuck, bro. That would be sick, Sajin. And honestly, in the $480 pack, the skin already looks like Paladin, right? By the way, Sajin, when there is a crit chance with the gem, like here, 11%, is it only the crit chance for the gem or overall as a, as a stat on your character for all attacks? Since this is like a buff, passive buff. It's just the gem. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I like this one though. This sounds pretty cool. But I mean, stationary though? Yeah, will that really happen? They changed art armor now, you can move with it. Oh, damn. So no more standing? No more stages? That sounds better because this standing still, you know, I don't think from what we have seen on bosses or like clearing the areas, it doesn't really look it would be active too often.
Used to enable trigger-based meta gems, such as
Alright,
the new
John, alright.
barrier invocation ability.
What does it mean, meta? I know you cannot combine meta and ascendancy skills, but is it just a label for that? Or is that for only spirit gems? Grants a buff causes you to gain energy when you take energy shield damage from a hit up to a maximum? Come on, dude. Casting a skill gain will consume energy to trigger socketed spells. Damage lost to damage taken. Wow, okay. Pretty cool. Yo, Creamy is back for 33 months. Yo, Creamy. My man, my dude, thank you very much for the support, bro. How's it going? Meta gems you can socket skills into. Oh. Socket skills into. Interesting. Wait, so like support gem? Could I buy 6 stabs then to tweet to D4? Hey, look, I got so many stabs. Yo, let's get some hype in the chat, man. Creamy, how we doing, bro? Mr. Offs, give it some hype as well. That's what I like to see. Wait, hold on. Casting shock. When we shock enemies and trigger saga spells, it's for a lightning sword, isn't it? We shock enemy with a hit. With a hit from a skill on per skill use. Trigger all target spells and lose. Lose all energy when reaching. Wow. Ancestral Warrior Totem is a meta gem. Because you can socket this. Oh, okay. That's what we were talking about the other day. Okay, I see. So that's how it works. So it's like a reverse support gem, kind of. You're fine. That's good to hear, bro. I'm doing quite alright myself, Grimmy. Quite alright. Getting excited. 8 days right here, brother. Little countdown for this beautiful game. 8 days, man. Tomorrow it's 7 days, bro. It's gonna go fast. It's basically the like trigger skills. Okay. Awesome. Alright.
On shock. These meta gems will reserve a set amount of spirit to allow the socketed spells to be triggered under specific conditions. But that's not the only use for spirit in Path of Exile 2, because there's another huge change going from
fast
PoE
is
1
really
to
bad,
PoE
bro.
2,
It's really bad.
and this is to do with minions.
Yeah.
See, in Path of Exile 2, minions, or more specifically permanent minions, those without a duration, will reserve...
Wait, Scepter is an offhand? But you can have it in the main hand as well, right? I think I saw someone. So you can have one for... That's why they're damaging with spell Scepter in offhand. I forget it could be there too. Ah, okay. Alright. Now it makes sense. So you will still scale skills from the wand. Already playing the best Ashes game. You're still at it, Grimmy? You're liking that, bro? My boy Mo78 actually found you on the server, dude. He was here like a week ago and he actually told me that he saw you in game. You can run Scepter and Shield, for example. Oh, that's sick, dude. That's actually sick, bro. Login!
Reserve spirit in order to be used. Non-permanent minions with durations will not reserve any spirit and will simply have an associated mana cost. This change to minions is huge, and the balance in terms of how much spirit is used to maintain these permanent minions needs to be just right, to the point where these builds still have enough room to be able to use other important reservation skills as needed, or where those minion abilities are strong enough to justify.
That's a great idea. That's a great design, man, right here.
Option. Now, aside from reservation skills and permanent minions, we know of one other.
So you could even run with Giant's Blood, you could run two-hander in the main hand and Scepter in offhand for a warrior, for example, just to get spirit. For passives, auras and stuff like that. Bro!
Other mechanic that will use spirit, and that's totems when used in combination with Ancestral Bond. This keystone in Path of Exile 2 has been redesigned, and it will now completely remove your limit on the number of placed totems, but make it so that each totem placed reserves 50
If I do totem
spirit.
build, I would run a Scepter in offhand. That's okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Similarly to
That's
permanent
cool.
minions, the balance in terms of that reservation number of 50 spirit per totem needs to be just right to justify having enough unreserved spirit to use more totems versus just using another aura. There's also the question of scaling in these builds, where obtaining more spirit will allow for more place totems or more permanent minions, but presumably in a lot of those cases, that investment into more spirit could have just instead gone into other means of scaling damage, and there will likely be a sweet spot for the amount of spirit you'll want to achieve. Reservations in PoE 2 will also utilise the new weapon swap tech. In Path of Exile 2, you'll be able to choose which weapon set you want to use when using a specific skill, and your character will automatically switch to that set before using the ability. You'll be able to reserve skills based on weapon sets too, and dynamically swap which reservations you are using based on the weapon set currently equipped.
That's kind of wild, dude. You can make some wild plays with that, I guess. Like having something on a back bar that like buffs or whatever. I don't know. PoE 2 is number 11 now on top sellers global. But what's the time frame for the top selling stuff? Is it like within a month or? All right, it went down from 4 to 11. All right, very good, boys. Launch will be fine, okay? Launch will be fine, surely. All right, so it was Spirit Mechanics, other base types, Unarmed Gem Tech. Oh, what is this?
Path of Exile
Sure,
2's
okay.
early access launch inches ever closer, and we've been getting little bits of new information here and there on the road to that November 15th launch date. Most recent info dump came from the Tokyo Game Show, where journalists were able to pull quite a bit of new information on new keystones, abilities, and the topic of today's video, new item base types. Now, these base types are of course low-level bases because we're yet to see any high-level endgame footage of Path of Exile 2, but if Path of Exile 1 is anything to go by, base types usually have high-level versions that are somewhat similar, if not identical in design, only with more base stats on those high-level versions. So these base types are fun to look at to see what we can expect in PoE 2. So let's get straight into it, beginning with the Solar Amulet. Now, I just made a video a few days back talking about the mechanics of Spirit in PoE 2.
Got a question with totems then, Sajin. If it's reserving Spirit, like, and you suck at a slam to it, does it spawn on slam, or do you have to manually spawn the totem at the cost of 100 spirit?
And it looks like you're going to be able to invest quite heavily into spirit with various item slots, including at least the amulet implicit as seen here, but possibly also amulet explicit modifiers to provide a lot more of this stat. Spirit will be the resource that a character will use to reserve any reservation abilities, which includes the skills we're already familiar with in this role, such as auras or herald skills, but it also includes meta trigger gems. So trigger-based builds may need to invest further into spirit to be able to use those reservations in addition to any auras they want to run. Now, speaking of trigger gems reserving spirit, this change is really important because it indirectly buffs self-cast builds, and that's where we should move on to the next new base type, the Pearl Ring, which grants cast speed as its implicit. Self-cast builds in PoE 2 won't need as much spirit as trigger-based builds, or alternatively they can invest the extra spirit that they have into more auras or other reservation skills like Herald of Lightning or Arctic Armor, for example. This new ring base type will also make cast speed a bit more accessible as a stat for those builds, especially earlier in progression when crafting a good ring with other needed stats can be quite difficult. Next up we have the Icicle Flail. Now, this is a flail, which is a new weapon type in PoE 2, but more importantly, this weapon deals pure cold damage as the base damage stat.
That's
which
cool,
is something
man.
we saw a little bit of back at ExileCon 2023. This idea that weapons wouldn't only have base physical damage, but actually have different base damage types. Now, this brings into question how exactly you'll scale this damage using explicit modifiers. Currently in PoE 1, the base types for weapons only have base physical damage, which is then scaled using local explicit modifiers for added flat physical damage and increased physical damage. In PoE 1, you can roll modifiers which provide added elemental or chaos damage, but you can't roll modifiers which provide local increased elemental or chaos damage, like you can for physical damage. However, in the most recent league, Settlers of Kalgur, we have a weapon enchantment which provides increased elemental damage, and this is a local modifier. It directly scales any flat added elemental damage that you have on the weapon. Can we expect these types of local increases to exist for other damage types in PoE 2? And if so, will they be rollable on any base, or will it be specific to the base type? For example, it would make sense if this Icicle Flail could roll a local increased cold damage modifier to scale the weapon's base damage. But we'll have to wait and see how exactly that pans out. Now, in the same train of thought, we have another new base type, the Cultist Great Hammer. This one has two different types of base damage.
Yo, 1 second, chat. Unknown XQC with the follow. Thank you very much, bro. Alright, I'm back. Great hammer with fire damage, huh? A little bit of both. Strike skills, deal splash damage. Strike skills, huh? The good strike low.
On the weapon, a larger amount of physical damage and a much smaller amount of fire
Wait, right?
damage.
The good strike?
This is a two-handed mace, and the implicit provides a melee splash support-like benefit of being able to deal that damage to targets near the initial strike target. Once again, there's the question of how you'll be able to scale this damage with crafting. I'm really interested to find out more about that. Next, we have the Bloodletting Dagger. This implicit makes 25% of your spell mana costs cost life instead, so it's certainly targeted as a spellcaster dagger, but it's interesting to see that this is not a rune dagger. I'm actually not sure if I've seen any rune dagger bases for PoE 2, so it's possible that those won't be making a return. This dagger really plays into the concept that skill costs and resource upkeep are going to be much more of a mechanic that the average build will interact with in PoE 2, and I expect this type of implicit will be quite powerful in helping to manage your mana sustain. Next, the Jingling Crest Shield. Now, we know that in PoE 2 you'll be able to use an active block ability which allows the character to raise their shield up in front of them to block incoming projectiles and strikes. And I speculated a bit recently if this would be a skill that you would gain which would then be supportable like other skills, or if it would just be a mechanic similar to the dodge roll, but only obtained from shields. And it appears, at least from this base type, that it will be a supportable skill, Raise Shield. I love the concept of an active block, and the idea of this being a supportable skill is awesome. I wonder what interesting support options they may come up with for this one. Super excited to see that. There's also this Jade Club here, which isn't too interesting. At least, that's what I thought until I spotted one very strange thing. This is a one-handed mace, and it requires 149 intelligence to equip. Path of Exile 1 maces are all strength-based weapons. They only require strength to equip, which makes sense thematically.
This is intelligence 150, I just noticed.
This is a typo or an error on the PoE 2 database website.
My man Lozio, long time no see, brother. Titan it is, my man. Dual wield, two-handers, bro. That's a huge login angle. So since accuracy should work in PoE 2, the closer you are, the less accuracy you need. Why do we have this one? That's for range builds, right? That's for range builds. Yeah. It requires intelligence, not strength and int. I'm boosted. I'm boosted. You thought the same? Oh hell yeah, dude. Oh hell yeah. That's what I like to hear and see you, man.
either in terms of the required stat being intelligence instead of strength, or it's possible that this is actually a scepter or a wand base and is labelled as a one-handed mace in error, though the name Jade Club certainly suggests a mace. If it does indeed require a huge chunk of intelligence to equip, that is certainly intriguing. The Jade Club has the always hits implicit, which is basically Vagan's hits cannot be evaded modifier from Betrayal for those of us who play PoE 1. Now, we've already heard that accuracy is going to be more of a range from target mechanic in PoE 2, where melee requires less accuracy than, say, a ranger using a bow from a great distance. So considering this implicit is on a melee weapon, I wonder how useful it will be. Now lastly for this video, I wanted to briefly discuss something else, a new ability, Hand of Chayula. This skill is so cool and it has
meta as well, huh? Applying sacred curses and marks with increased effect. Interesting. Okay.
some awesome new tech which doesn't exist in PoE 1. You'll be able to use this ability while you have a weapon equipped, in this case a quarterstaff, and it will still perform an unarmed strike. The skill applies linked curses on hit, so even if it doesn't deal a lot of damage, it's going to provide useful utility. We even have some footage here of the animation, which appears to be one of the breach hands that come out of the ground in PoE 1, which grows from the character's fist. That looks amazing.
That looks sick,
We're
dude.
just 36 days out from that early access launch date, and probably about 3 weeks out from the live stream to find out everything we're going to be doing in the early access. Thanks for watching this video, and thank
That was
you
sick,
for your
man. Let me like it
ongoing
up.
support.
That was pretty cool.
As always, stay tuned.
36,
and
did
stay
you guys see
safe.
this? 36 days? Man, we have sure come a long way, bros. Sure, come on. That's a pretty cool gem though with the curses. Sounds pretty cool. Very sick for anything, dude. Could be for any class. Alright, active block, here we go.
Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. In this series, on the run-up to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, I'm covering Path of Exile 2's mechanics and taking a look at how they function and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1, to create a resource that is useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is all about active block. Let's get into it. Active block is a brand new mechanic in Path of Exile 2. It doesn't exist in Path of Exile 1. The ability to use active block is granted by the Raise Shield skill, which comes as an implicit on some shield bases. This appears to primarily exist on strength shield bases, including some hybrid strength bases such as this one right here. Using the Raise Shield skill brings the character's shield up in front of them and will block any incoming projectiles or strikes from the front. Any hits coming in from the sides of the character or the back will not be blocked by this active block mechanic. Now, it's worth mentioning here that block in PoE 2 is going to work a bit differently from PoE 1, in terms of the types of hits you'll be able to block. Firstly, the categorization of monster attacks or monster spells is going away in PoE 2. There will simply just be monster hits. Block, similarly to evasion, will be able to block incoming projectiles such as fireballs, or strikes such as a sword swing, but it won't be able to block larger area effect hits such as large boss slams coming from above the character or underneath the ground where the character stands. These larger abilities will be telegraphed as unblockable. For a bit more information on the removal of monster attack and spell categorization, you can check out the full video on that topic right here. Now, this change should go a long way to making it much easier to understand which hits can be blocked and which can't. And this is a massive change compared to PoE 1, where it's almost impossible to tell if an incoming ability is an attack or a spell without having prior knowledge. And it makes sense too. If you're holding your shield up in front of you, you can block an incoming projectile, whether that's a fireball or an arrow. That doesn't really matter, but if the ground beneath you is literally crumbling away, your shield isn't going to be too much help in that scenario. So when using Ray's shield, a character's shield will be up in front of them and they will have
That's
a
insane
heavy
mechanically right
movement
here.
speed penalty imposed on them whilst they maintain active block. There will also be an endurance bar which will deplete over time as hits are blocked and restore slowly while not using Ray's shield. If this endurance bar ever reaches 0 while using Ray's shield, the character will immediately fall out of active block and be stunned. So it's quite important to pay attention to that bar as it can be extremely punishing if you hit empty. Now, Ray's shield being an active skill means that like any other skill it can be supported using support gems. Some examples of support gems you could use with Ray's shield are Energy Barrier, which forces energy shield recharge to begin if you get stunned while using the supported skill, and stops damage from preventing the recharge for 2 seconds. Remember, you can still be stunned while using Ray's shield, for example from an area hit, or a hit that comes in from the sides or behind you. Unbreakable is another support gem that would help out with that, making it much harder for you to be stunned.
Damn. Okay.
While using the supported skill by providing more stun threshold. There's also Wind Wave, which provides a defensive knockback utility if you do get stunned while using the supported skill. On top of support gems, there are some other abilities that will interact with active block. We know of at least one of them right now, Magma Barrier.
Can elites and just overall rare monsters be immune to CC? Spray magma the attacker, grant you endurance charge. Ah, I see. The spirit reservation. Right. So like a passive then. Just reservation spirit. That's cool. That's cool.
This is a persistent buff ability that reserves spirit. Magma Barrier will reward good timing of using Ray's shield. If you use the ability right as a hit comes in and block it during a 0.25 second window, Magma Barrier will deal damage to the attacker and enemies near them, whilst also providing you with an endurance charge. You can see Magma Barrier in action here. Now finally for this video, I should mention that passive block does still seem to exist in PoE 2, as seen by the chance to block stats that are found on most shields.
Can't look at his Gmail thinking of Queen. How come? How come? What do you do?
From what we've heard in interviews, the devs have just discussed some topics about block and not specifically active or passive block. So passive block should follow the same rules as active block in PoE 2, in that only projectiles and strikes are blockable by default. And so there should only be one chance to block stat, since there's no distinction between monster attacks or spells. We're not sure yet if there will be any connection between passive block and active block. For example, we don't know if you'll be able to passively block while you're using Ray's shield to benefit from active block. One would think that passive block may be disabled during active block as you're focusing your shield on the front, but we'll have to wait until November 15th to find out for sure.
Alright, that's cool. That was cool. Noise. That was a blog here. Still left. Ooh, charges. That's the one I'm interested the most. I'm confused with this. Sent you the video. Okay, let me see. Lake of Calandra, huh? Oh, I remember this one.
Dude! Fucking magma barrier in my fucking pussy, dude!
I remember this one, dude.
No! I'm dead. Okay, it's gone.
Bro, that was 2 years ago. What do you mean?
I'm dead. Fucking pussy, dude! No! I'm dead.
Damn, man.
No!
That's pretty scary, bro.
Barry, my fucking pussy, dude. No! Okay, it's gone. Okay, it's gone.
Oh, this is epic, baby. It's epic.
Fucking pussy in my ass.
Now lol. You did Farmer How right? At least
The real
Well, he got absolute wrecked right there, huh?
kicker is that you
sick
killed
with
your
my character,
character
like.
for an 8 loot box, which probably would have gave you 3 chaos orbs, 2 jewel orbs, a transmutation orb, and maybe some belly button int. The first ones are laughing, exile. Moo! Yes!
I had so much to min-max on that character, guys. I'm leaping. I'm leaping, bro. Like,
thank
I'm pressing
you,
leap.
God, for gifting 5 community
I'm
subs.
pressing leap here,
That
and
face.
it's not
Time
going
to
off,
go
bro.
again.
It's just not going. I'm spamming leap, dude.
You must have missed Crib explaining how tiles scale way higher than T16 maps. After 11, the bosses start doing clinical damage. Continuing on. We tried to tell you, bro. Don't quit. Fucking Satan.
Bro.
Sag.
You know, Kaiser, bro.
Fuck, I'm such a
Bro, it's so boosted, it's beyond boosted right here.
This upset of a character dying in a fucking video game, dude. Holy shit.
Man, how long ago is this? How old is this clip right here?
People out there like real life shit, like fucked up situations and stuff. Oh man, I died in a computer game. I'm gonna fuck you myself.
He is. God damn.
Yeah, damn, bro. Yo, Kerube, thanks for the follow, bro. I appreciate it, dude. Welcome, welcome. Whew, well, that was funny. Well, that was funny. All right, next up, boys, we got charges. Hold on, any comments? Uh-huh. This guy's probably the Diablo 4 player. Oh boy.
Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. This is a series that I'm making in the run-up to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, covering the game's mechanics and how they function, and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1, to hopefully create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is for Endurance, Frenzy and Power charges. Let's go. Charges are counters that are visually represented as floating orbs around the character and shown on the character status bar at the top left. Endurance charges are associated with strength and visually indicated as orange orbs. Frenzy charges are associated with dexterity and visually indicated as green orbs. And power charges are associated with intelligence and visually indicated as blue orbs. Now, these standard charges are having quite a big design overhaul in PoE 2 compared to PoE 1. In Path of Exile 2, Endurance, Frenzy and Power charges will not provide any passive stats, and will instead be solely used to spend on empowering abilities. This is a huge difference from PoE 1, where the balance of these charges has been designed around the powerful passive stats that they provide whilst you have them active on your character. Spending charges does already exist in PoE 1, but their usage predominantly revolves around the accumulation of those passive stats. But in PoE 2, you'll be generating charges for the purpose of spending them to unlock a new part of an ability or to simply make
Like
it
that.
more powerful.
So there's like extra
There is no longer
resource.
any benefit to holding charges, other than in preparation to use them to spend on abilities that consume them.
Oh.
This massively changes the dynamic of generating and spending charges, where the value of charge generation is directly linked to the abilities in your build that you can use to spend them on. Meanwhile, the spending of charges no longer has the opportunity cost of losing any inherent passive stats that are associated with having those charges. Here's a couple of examples of abilities that generate charges. Killing Palm is an attack skill that will always perform an unarmed strike even while wielding a quarterstaff. Each kill from this strike's hit will generate a power charge. Magma Barrier is a persistent buff ability which interacts directly with skills that cause you to enter active block. If you block a hit in a short interval at the beginning of entering active block, you'll gain an endurance charge. And what about spending charges? Here's a few examples. Falling Thunder is an attack skill which can consume power charges to improve the ability, including not only a very large more damage multiplier on the base hit, but also an additional projectile portion of the skill which is unlocked by spending charges. Barrage is a spell which provides a buff. The buff will empower your next bow attack, causing it to repeat an additional number of times, but it will also consume any frenzy charges that you have, to cause that attack to repeat an additional time for each charge.
Wilder Q, the legend. What up, Gagi? Good to see you, bro. Wilder Q, this one is for you, bro. This command is on the stream since that day, bro. In the memory of Wilder Q. Oh. Shreds as well, boys. What's up, boys? Is the game out? 8 days. There is a countdown right above me, my man. Right here. Right here. How we doing, boys? How we doing today, huh?
What the dog doing?
What's cracking? What's happening? What is happening? Right. I'm gonna play Warrior, yes sir. I'm gonna play Titan. I'm gonna dual wield two-handers, or maybe a two-hander and a scepter for some spirit action and auras. We'll see how it will be. And yeah, dude, blasting, dude. We will never forget that command. Nope, even I remember the command shreds when I saw Wilder on the Path of Exile Discord. Shit, right there, chat. I need to get more light. Hold on, it's fucking dark, man. 3 p.m. It's outside. It's like 8 p.m., bro. Holy, look out, boys! Look out, boy! Old. Surprised to see you on ARPG Wilder. Have you seen that one of the tiny ascendancy points plus 12%? Yes, bro, yes. And there's actually some max life as well on the skill tree on the warrior's path. So stacking HP once again. I mean, you cannot really do that from skill tree since they removed them, but on items with that ascendancy, bro, 20% is mad. You play D4, but not for too long. Oh yeah, you were actually on the stream, right? Back in the quite a while ago. No endgame? That is true, dude. Compared to this, man. Whew. What are you guys gonna play? What's your class, chat? What's your go-to class or ascendancy? What are you excited the most about? Look who it is, the lawn mover himself. Never, always missing shots, man.
Charge consumed.
Me?
On top.
Just hanging around.
What's going on, Dietrich? What's going on, big dog?
Of the base repeats.
See, now I understand this a bit more. You basically need to search for
This strike.
you need to search for gems that give you endurance charge, like Magma Barrier. So I need to find something that has a that doesn't include a shield, since I don't want to really rock with it. Well, we'll see. Because endurance charges, if I remember correctly, this was for shouts, no? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, we got Character class. What's this show? Oh. Infernal Cry. Endurance charges consumed. Yeah. Yo. Plus enter attack. Empowers. But empowers how? What does empower mean though? Empowered attacks gain 20% fire damage for 5. Okay, never mind. I forget about it. Yes. What up, Spazzy? What's up, man? And this one is exerts per endurance charge. Exerts means extra hit, I guess, right? Head out soon, but thought I would pop in and say, yo, Spazzy, what's up, bro? Good to see you, good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. You absolutely chat. So are PS5 and Xbox not getting relaxed options? Everyone is, my man. Xbox can already pre-download the game as the only platform, and PS5 will get access to download on the same day as it launches on December 6th, which is a bit odd, but I guess, you know, PS just doesn't let the GGG have access earlier. But yeah, everyone gets the same early access on the same day, my man. Hope Xbox players can data mine that shit. Well, you know, like data mine, I'm always up for data mines because I'm excited. But this time, bro, I hope there is no data mine. It's impossible though to avoid it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a fan of data mine at all, especially for this game. Sure, for making the builds, I kind of have to. I kind of need it for videos for YouTube, but still, dude. Ready for 12 hour? That's more like it, bro. That's more like it. Someone said 4 hour earlier in the chat. I think Headshot did. Nope, bro. We're looking at least like goddamn 3 full dead days before we get after it. I want to know all ascendancy points. So, okay, I would like to. Okay, that's what I said as well yesterday. If anything, I just want to see the ascendancy points. That's it. And because I'm not sure at all what you want to play. Oh, okay. Yeah, it will make people decide what they want to play, right? If we see all the ascendancy points. GGG will release them, pretty sure. I hope so, yeah. I hope so. Just play rating? Sure, dude. We need the full passive trees to start cooking. Oh, hey now. Hey now. True though. Hey yo, true though. Pretty sure data mines are going to happen when we get the egg. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. 100 on this website, especially. Heavy stunned enemy is hit, like boss when staggered, right? Heavy stun is a stagger, right? What does the heavy stun mean on normal enemy though? You get pre-download a couple days before the 6th, yes sir. 95% of Twitch chat are degens, so easy to play everything, right? Yep. Surely. Magma barrier, I don't see that really in the rotation. I don't know, man. Just get endurance charge. Does this search also endurance charge? It kind of does. Gems? No, the other one. Can we search here? No, it won't show. I need to get skill gems, endurance. Change the game endurance charge when supported skills fully break enemy armor. So this goes only with break armor skill, huh? Gem. Gain endurance charge when stun enemy with a melee hit from support. Oh, yo! That's super easy, man, right here. This is a super easy endurance charge, isn't it? What's up, Mew? You could anoint your amulet with a resonance, so whenever you gain a power charge, you gain an endurance charge instead. Oh, that's also good though. Okay, that's also good. Yeah. But this is easy then for endurance. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Seems bad for bosses. Yeah, this would not happen too often. That's true. That's true. Enemy skill by hits from supported gens, animals, lots, whatever. And that's it for Enderal actually on this website only. So when it comes to armor break, how do we know we armor break? Do we have to watch the debuff on the target? Will it just proc the debuff, or because armor break in the gem for a warrior, it shows 1592 armor breaking, right? But how much armor do mobs have? You're going to cook burn ignite build. Oh hell yeah, dude. Oh goody, just vibing. Alright man, sounds good, sounds good. Lovely to hear that, dog. And do what am I saying? It just shows these two. Hold on. Go back, support gems. Just probably show the same, huh? Yeah. Wait, supported skills have chance to not remove charges but still count as consuming them. Oh shit. Oh shoot, bro. Okay, okay. Da damage uptime, always damaging? True. True. Watching anime leveling? What you got me? What anime? Which one? This one's pretty cool, dude. Cost multiplier 130%. Yikes. 5 decks. Consume on use, giving them a chance not to remove each charge, still gaining the benefit of consuming them. Nice, that's a good gem. Alright, so these were the charges. Great video. Now I understand it. Accuracy, we have seen it yesterday. Curses and marks, which links to this gem here that attacks with palm, but curses and marks are stronger.
Welcome to another
3-0. Oh, I see.
Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. This is a series I'm making in the run-up to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, covering Path of Exile 2 mechanics, how they function, and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1, to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is all about curse skills. Let's get into it.
Can you guys imagine November 15th? We would be blasting for almost a month now.
Curses are a type of ability that apply a debuff. These debuffs are often comprised of basic modifiers such as negative resistance of a certain type, lowering the target's resistance and thus making them more susceptible to that type of damage, or something like increased damage taken under certain conditions or against specific types of damage.
Good luck to you.
By default, a character has a maximum curse limit of 1. This means
Fate series is one of my favorite animes, man. Got a weak spot for Saber, bro. Holy.
Means that they're only able to apply a single curse on each target. Attempting to apply another curse on a target you've already cursed will remove the oldest curse to make way for the new one. Curse limit can be increased through modifiers on the passive skill tree or on gear. Now, in Path of Exile 2, aside from changes to the curse skills themselves, there are two very big functionality changes with curse skills. Let's start with marks. Mark skills are a type of curse skill in PoE 1. They can essentially be seen as single target curses with powerful effects. But mark skills also carry their own unique mechanics in PoE 1. For example, mark skills have a limit of 1 per target even if curse limit is increased above its default limit of 1. You cannot have more than one mark on the same target at a time, and moving that mark to another target will remove the mark from the previous target. Mark skills also have no duration, or rather they have infinite duration, compared to a standard
Okay, let's go. Infinite duration, log in, boys.
Hex curse which has a fixed duration by default. However, the first big functionality change is that mark skills will no longer be curses in PoE 2. This was confirmed by Viperesque on Discord. Now, this means that making use of mark skills will not count towards a character's curse limit anymore. So, without any investment into increasing curse limit, a character will be able to make use of a curse skill and a mark skill together at the same time.
That's cool.
But it seems that mark skills themselves are also undergoing changes for PoE 2 in terms of their own unique mechanics. They will now have a duration, and judging from the sniper's mark skill that we've seen, they may have more temporary effects that can cause the mark to end early, providing a payoff. In this case, the next critical strike has a higher critical damage bonus, and provides the character with a frenzy charge before expiring that mark. Now, the second big functionality change in PoE 2 comes in the form of how exactly curse skills are activated upon their targets. In PoE 2, curse skills will have an activation delay for a short period of time after they've been cast before they actually take effect. Some of you may remember the Doomsday keystone which existed in PoE 1 for a while. This keystone made it so that your curses created a hex area which immediately gained maximum doom after 1 second. The doom mechanic has since been retired along with this keystone, and we don't know if the activation delay will be 1 second in PoE 2, but this is essentially a very similar concept, with the major difference being that
Chat, this right here, this pair, that's us right now. And it will be for the next 8 days. Clap of hands.
in PoE 2, the targets won't be cursed until after the activation delay has played out. Aside from the curse ability descriptions, one of the only other mentions of activation delay is on Whispers of Doom, which will be a keystone in PoE 2. This keystone increases a character's maximum curse limit by 1, but doubles the activation delay for curses, so it takes much longer for those curses you cast yourself to actually take effect. But what about avoiding the downside of this keystone by bypassing the activation delay altogether? Blasphemy is another returning mechanic, and in PoE 2 it will be a persistent buff that reserves
Oh shoot, bro. Hello. All sacred curse skills into wild aura. Per sacred curse? Dude, this doesn't sound bad at all. Holy.
spirit per socketed curse to apply those curses as auras around your character. This one has great synergy with Whispers of Doom. And another skill that has incredible synergy with Whispers of Doom is Hand of Chayula, a utility attack skill which would apply socketed curses and marks to the targets on hit, with increased effect. Now, in terms of the actual effects that curses would apply in PoE 2, well, we only know of a few of them so far.
Yeah, gotta think about how to spend the spirit. True. Because you got totems, minions, auras, curses, marks. That'll be lit, man. Scepter in Avent meta incoming. Surely.
The Spare and Temporal Chains appear to have the same effects as they do in PoE 1.
Action speed and other effects on them expire slowly. Custom crate, yeah.
Though we haven't seen the numbers just yet. Meanwhile, for vulnerability, it remains as a way to improve physical damage, but will now be hit specific as it lowers armor instead of making targets take increased physical damage.
Ah. Well. Wait, hold on, let me see that. Let me see that. Cast time 2. Okay. Time to make curse auras, baby. Let's go. Alright, dodge roll. There we go.
Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. This is a series I'm making in the run-up to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, covering Path of Exile 2's mechanics, how they function, and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1 to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is all about the dodge roll. The dodge roll is a brand new mechanic in Path of Exile 2, and by default, every character will be able to use it. When a character uses dodge roll, they will enter an animation in which a roll is performed, and the early portion of this animation will provide an avoidance frame, during which the character will avoid any incoming projectiles or strikes. However, area of effect abilities such as boss slams coming from above the character or from...
Bro, these mobs right here, I've seen in the footage we have seen so far from multiple people, I've seen so many people get clapped by that. This attack right here from these two. From those spears. Watch. Hold on.
Area of effect abilities...
It's right here. The lightning spears, right? Which is HP from 2 mobs, normal mobs.
Boss
Yeet, bro. Almost got clapped
coming
and
from above the
zapped.
character or from under the ground beneath the
It's gonna be my
character.
first rip. Bro, I'm never leading a starting zone. What do you mean? I'm forever stuck in the start zone. Sad, unlucky.
Cannot be avoided using the dodge roll. The dodge roll has no cooldown and it has no resource cost to use. However, it's important to note that the dodge roll does not increase a character's movement speed over the full course of the dodge roll. Instead, a character using a dodge roll will move a greater distance during the initial evade frame portion of the roll, and then move a shorter distance for the remainder of the dodge roll animation, working out to the same total distance covered in the same time frame as normal walking would have achieved. This is important as while a character can avoid dangerous incoming projectiles or strikes that are immediately obvious using a dodge roll, they are left vulnerable in the latter portion of the animation to help balance out the effectiveness of this new defensive utility. Any increases or decreases to movement speed will directly affect the dodge roll to maintain equal distance covered between dodge rolling and walking. The dodge roll can also be used to cancel almost any animation of other abilities to be able to quickly avoid danger, which may be especially important as one of its primary use cases, considering the length of cast times for some of the high-risk, high-reward abilities that we've seen so far. Some of them have very long wind-ups.
I gotta say, man, out of all classes or builds I've seen, the Frost Monk that was shown from by Jonathan as level 95, that looked the best so far, dude. That looks just fucking amazing, dude. Frost Monk, I mean, hello? The drip.
Now, though we haven't seen any indication of this in-game just yet, the developers have mentioned that you'll be able to modify the dodge roll by speccing into nodes on the passive skill tree, and presumably there may also be unique items that change the dodge roll in special ways. They also played around with the idea of a cast on dodge roll metagem during discussions at ExileCon 2023, but we've heard nothing about that since then. However, we do know of one way to modify the dodge roll, or not so much modify it, but rather just remove it as an option entirely. In Path of Exile 2, the unwavering stance keystone will double your stun threshold, making it significantly harder to be stunned. But it will do so at the cost of completely disabling your dodge roll. That is wild.
Disabling dodge roll? Dude, I think that's gonna be a must-have. And the paint of my escape keybind is going off. What the hell? Scraping off, I mean. Alright. This was Curse's Mechanics, dodge roll. Let's go with crit strikes. We've got a few to go through. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Welcome to another Path of Exile.
Every time we dodge, cast 5 spells, always immune. Sounds very balanced, dude. Dodge roll is still a new concept for RPGs. Yeah, dude, yeah. And it's great. I think it's gonna be awesome. I like it. I like it. Spiritborn officially broke dodge roll. The first dodge roll I experienced in RPG was actually in No Rest for the Wicked. The Souls-like RPG that's in early access right now. That's a great game, dude. That's a great game.
Exile 2 Mechanics video. In this series, on the road to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, I'm covering Path of Exile 2's mechanics, discussing how they work and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1 to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is all about critical strikes. Let's get into it.
Puggies.
A critical strike in Path of Exile is a hit which succeeds a critical strike roll check and thus deals damage which is multiplied by a critical strike multiplier. But Path of Exile 2 is making some very big changes to critical strikes. Firstly, the term critical strike multiplier is going away completely in PoE 2, and a new term...
The amount of bounces we've seen in all of these videos, still at 50, let alone of the 100 for actual launch. The double the amount, man, of what's in early access. That's just mental, dude. That's mental, really. Yeah.
critical damage bonus will be used in its place. As a disclaimer here, Viper-esque, a Path of Exile 2 developer,
And the amount of imagination you need to have to design these bosses with mechanics, dude, like, hello? After we've seen it, like, especially these days when there is a lot of bosses, a lot of mechanics in every game, right? Like, Jesus. They're dumbing down the language, I like it. Multiplier the bonus, yes, yes, yes. Well, I like multiplier more, because multiplier, you know, I'm more familiar with that one than bonus.
on the official Path of Exile Discord server has stated that this new terminology is
That's
possibly
mathy.
subject to change before or during the early access period, as they're
What up, Zero? Can you change minimap in D4? Nope.
not entirely happy with any potential confusion that it could cause. But let's continue. So, what's the difference between critical strike multiplier in PoE 1 and critical damage bonus
I can't do
in PoE 2?
multiplication. Okay,
Well,
let's
critical
go.
strike multiplier is the total multiplier for damage from a critical strike. By default, the base critical strike multiplier in PoE 1 is 150%, for a total of 50% extra critical damage from a critical strike. But in PoE 2, critical damage bonus only refers to the extra damage portion that a critical strike deals. By default, this will be 100%, for a total 200% damage multiplier from a critical strike, 100% from the base hit, and 100% critical damage bonus. So, by default, not inclusive of any extra modifiers or scaling potential, the baseline critical strike damage in PoE 2 is being buffed from PoE 1. But importantly, the scaling of critical strikes and the damage they deal is changing massively between PoE 1 and PoE 2 as well. As I mentioned before, critical strike multiplier won't exist in PoE 2. Instead, two new stats will exist to scale the extra damage you deal from critical strikes. Firstly, the more common modifiers will be multipliers to
Okay. Increased, more, less critical, reduced critical. Okay.
critical damage bonus. These will mostly be comprised of increases or reductions to critical damage bonus, and rarely
This is additive, this is multiplicative. Yes.
they'll exist as more or less multipliers to critical damage bonus. Secondly, less common modifiers will exist as additions to critical damage bonus. These will function exactly as critical strike multiplier does in PoE 1, adding their bonus directly to create a total critical damage bonus stat, which is then scaled by any relevant multipliers. Let's take a look at some examples to tie this together. These gloves have a modifier which provides 22% increased critical damage bonus. Then we have this flail, which has a modifier for plus 41% to critical damage bonus. Lastly, we have the Pain Attunement Keystone, which, in PoE 2, grants 30% less critical damage bonus when on full life, and 30% more critical damage bonus when on low life. Let's say a character has the gloves and flail equipped and has the Pain Attunement Keystone allocated on the passive skill tree. The character is also on low life for the purposes of Pain Attunement. If the character has no other modifiers to critical damage bonus, they'd have the 100% default critical
100%, 41. Sijanar here. Pain Attunement.
damage.
I wish you would throw the passives here on the screen. Okay, hold on. But 3, okay, 22. Increase is supposed to be additive, right? Which is not as strong as more. This is multiplicative. Shouldn't this be different? No, hold on. No. I think we got it. Never mind. No, man. He makes a plus on... Wait, increased? Oh, 2 critical plus 41 2. Does this mean this is multiplier as well? I guess it is, because he's got the plus, which is additive on the flail. Never mind. Broski and gloves is multi. This makes no sense. 223% more damage. Yeah. Whatever.
Bonus, and this is where the additional critical damage bonus is applied from the flail, for a total 141% critical damage bonus. Then, this number is multiplied by the increase and the more multiplier, for a final total 223% critical damage bonus. This character's critical strikes would deal a total...
Chris used to be additive, you're multiplying it by here. Maybe you'd be... Yeah, exactly. But then again, he's doing what's it called? See, this is plus 41 on the flail though, and it says 2. Why is there a different word? Why, bro? Why are we seeing 3 different wordings for crit damage, brother? See, this is increased. This is 2, and this is more. Oh lord, dude. That's kind of crazy.
1% critical damage bonus.
Then,
dude. This number is multiplied by the increase and the more multiplier, for a final total 223% critical damage bonus. This character's critical strikes would deal a total 320...
I take a look at the comments if someone pointed it out. Written guide. Oh, mobalytics. Hello. Okay. Imagine just got it wrong. That'll be pretty oof, man, huh? What is this word? Dude, making crit less ubiquitous? What the f did I just read, dude? What the hell did I just read? Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. No one said anything yet. There are mounts. Damn. Okay, because we roll per hit, or then I'm still confused. Difference between crit strike and critical damage bonus? No, we cannot be serious, bro. Plus 40, plus 41 is a flat increase that gets multiplied. Looks great. Okay. As a flat increase, huh? So this wording plus 2 on the flail, that's just additive. So these are both multis, increased and more. What's up, Gary, by the way? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Maybe this changed in PoE 2 then? Oh, there we go. Oh, hello, there we go. Yeah, this is the guy. That's the question I was looking for. Plus and increase never was the same, even in PoE 1. Increase, decrease, and more or less are both multis. Ayo! Okay, that's news to me. I thought increase is a additive, is a plus. Okay. Whilst additions are exactly that. Okay, alright, makes sense. More is a multi, buff on its own. Increased adds together with all the other sources of increase that apply. Okay, that's even more, bro. My peanut brain cannot comprehend that what you just wrote. But it's right here from Dreamcore, makes sense now. Increased adds together with all other sources of increase that apply, then multiply. Increase good, that's all. Added directly to the stat. Difference between increases and more multipliers is that increases are added together before... Oh, okay. Added together before being applied. More modifiers are multiplied against each other. Okay, let's go. Whew. Crazy, dude. Stack increased. 9 more days? 8 more days, Frosty. 8 more. So you're gonna run through the whole Diablo trilogy before launch? Yeah, I don't think I have time for that, Frosty. But actually, you know what? I might start Diablo 1. And Diablo 2. Yes. But not the 3. Because for the 3 days now, since like 6 PM, I got some work to do. Plus, B tier increased A tier, more S tier stat. Yes. Okay. Increase the outright multiplicative. I need to save this video if I need the answer to crit and multi. Multi and additive. You can finish it in less than a day at Diablo 1. Wait, really? Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds good then. Increase not outright multiplicative. All sources of increase reduce will add together for total increase effect. That single increase decrease is multiplicative with all sources of more or less. Yeah. Okay. Alright, makes sense now. We're good, boys.
Strikes would deal a total.
We cracked the code. We solved the game.
Base damage. That's
Before it even
100% from
launched.
the base hit and 223% critical damage bonus. Okay, so what about critical strike charms? Well, Path of Exile 2 is making changes to that as well, but this is going to be more in the form of stat allocation rather than modifier changes. In PoE 2, you'll generally have access to higher base critical chance weapons and spells. For example, this Crone Knife or this Icicle Flail. But there will still be plenty of low base critical strike chance weapons and spells as well. And this is because the base critical strike chance for weapons and spells are typically associated with their attribute alignment. Let's take a look at these comments from Viperesque, detailing the generalized order for spell base crit based on...
Give me those data mine. What up, Big Z dog? You wanna see them in deck with the foul? Thank you very much, dude. Yo, guys, I'm doing a giveaway on Twitter right now. As you see in the chat, the link. And on Sunday, I will be giving out two keys on the stream today. I mean, not today, on Sunday, right? Just tell your friends about it. I want to see only the passes for Ascendancy, bro, for data mines, and that's it, man. I want everything to be undiscovered, dude. So general spell base crit chances are Fire, Lightning, Cold, Physical. Spell base crit, okay. With int then dex, it's manifest in a few ways.
damage type. And the
Int
idea
aligned
that
weapons
crits
called
are
what? Okay.
intelligence aligned. So intelligence-based weapons tend to have higher base critical strike chance. We don't know how accessible increases or additions
Kebab
to
Master,
critical
what's
strike
up,
chance will
dude?
be
I
in
just had
PoE
kebab
2,
for lunch.
but it may be
Creme Donut is on sale 70% off right now. Woo! 7.5, $7.5. Okay. It was good, man. It was good. Delicious. How we doing, bro?
have higher base critical strike chance. We don't know how accessible increases or additions to critical strike chance will be in PoE 2, but it may be a bit less accessible numerically or a generally scarcer stat considering the magnitude of some of the critical strike chances on some weapons and spells. And this would result in it being significantly easier to cap critical strike chance on a cold spell, for example, compared to a melee mace build. Now, lastly,
Doing good, just playing some Guild Wars 2. Trying to kill the time before it releases, huh? Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. I'm doing quite alright myself. Thank you for asking, dude. Thank you for asking. Quite alright, quite alright. Just need these 8 days, man, to just, you know. Hold on. Changing something. Very excited PoE 2, yeah, dude, yeah. All of us are. We just need it right now. We needed it yesterday, dude. But can you guys imagine, like, again, like before? It was supposed to launch November 15th. That would be almost a month of us blasting right now. It's pretty crazy.
for this video, there is one other very significant change to critical strikes going from PoE 1 to PoE 2, and this has to do with ailments.
Yeah, it was, dude.
In
It
PoE
was.
1, a critical strike will guarantee the application of elemental ailments based on damage type. For example, a hit of fire damage, which is a critical strike, will apply Ignite based on the total fire damage of that hit. But in PoE 2, elemental ailments are no longer guaranteed by critical strikes. On Discord, Shax MC asked if critting guarantees ailments, and Viperesque replied that it does not. Critting increases the chance of igniting an enemy since that is based on the damage you deal, but does not
Rip
guarantee it.
Spazzy, Rip Ignite builds.
Now, Viperesque is referencing another
Shit build,
mechanical
GG, go
change
next.
in this response, which is to do with how ailment application in general will work in PoE 2. which is now going to be based on the damage rather than a critical strike check or the chance to inflict an ailment. But we'll go into that one in detail in a future video. For this video, the important takeaway here is that critical strikes will no longer provide a guaranteed way to inflict elemental ailments.
Good video, man. Good video. I don't need crit. Crit is no-do. Okay. Well, you're doing dots, right? So dots cannot crit. Is it the same PoE? Dots cannot crit? Question mark. Ability usage. Log in today. These videos should have hundreds of thousands views, bro. For real. From Dreamcore. Best channel right here for PoE. That's gonna pop off, man. So it's all on Mobalytics, man. Holy, it's good. But that's great. My Mobalytics on YouTube. YouTube. You know what? Hold on. Let me drop this as well in my bookmarks. Okay.
Welcome to another part.
Oh, Drinkor, hello. PoE mechanics, monster damage categorization. Hello, Kate, where's my coffee? Oh, but coffee sounds amazing right now. 4 p.m. prime time for coffee is finished food as well. Yo, get your cheeks to the kitchen, woman. Make me coffee. Studying for PoE 2 like it's the final college exam. Yo, for real though, man. For real. It is what it is, man. What am I at right now? Ability usage. Should we? Let's watch the monster categorization first. Did you see this exalted or PoE? Yes, I did. I did. You're never joining us in Ashes, huh? Well, since PoE is launching in 8 days, it's impossible for me. It's impossible, Keith. So let the Behelit from Berserk. Behelit from Berserk? Oh shit, you're right though. Hey, dude, how come I never saw it? Because I haven't seen Berserk for a long time. In a long time, I mean. Yeah, you're right.
Path of Exile to mechanics.
Shaking my head right now, RL. SMH my head. What's up, Lobby? Preparing for early access PoE 2? You are right, my man. You are goddamn right. Yes. How about you, dude? How we doing?
Video, and this one is all about a massive change from Path of Exile 1 to Path of Exile 2 regarding monster damage and how that damage will be categorized. Let's get into it.
I kind of want coffee. Chat, can we wait a little bit? I need coffee right now. Melting right now. Too hot here. Really? Bro, I got the rain and 8 Celsius lobbies. What's the weather like over there for you, bro? What's the weather like for you over there, dude? Blue Bowl, let's get into it. Get the red. It's fancy. Coffee time, dude. Please leave Ash that cook more than game, and in a couple of years we can see at what stage the game is. People forget that this is a real alpha. Yep. I mean, I have no doubts Ashes is a great game even right now, dude. I guarantee I would enjoy the game if I was playing it. 100%. Snow and rain here. Can we switch? Okay, with coffee, yeah? Let's get it. But make it fast. Okay. Do you hear the awesomeness of the music? Like, this is the best one I've ever heard, man. No joke. One second, gamers. Bring back some IKEA meatballs, bro. I want some right now, man. I want some right now. Your brother is in Sweden. He's a pilot for the Brazilian Air Force. Hey, yo, and he's in Sweden? That's sick, dude. There's so much hype around PoE 2 in this last week. Yeah, yeah, man. It's gonna get even worse, dude. It will get even worse. And that's fine, right? I'm just worried for the servers, man. Wolf right there, Spessy. You're in Brazil right now, lobbies. Ah, as I call it right now, Hell de Janeiro. That bad, dude? It's 2 degrees in Canada? Oh boy, yeah. 37 Celsius for you? That's insane. Not a single cloud on the sky, lobbies? That is insane. I'm freezing right now. I couldn't even imagine. Maybe laugh at this joke. Mofos be having PhD in PoE 2 while the game isn't even released yet. No, but for real, dude, for real. Man. We're hoping that PoE 2 is the game they're advertising. If the game is good, it's fine. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I see what you're saying, Labis. What's your concern there? I hope so too, man. I hope so too. But with GGG, man, I have not a slight of doubt, dude. They always deliver. Think there will be queues to get in? Yeah. I'll be here watching you being stuck in 10,000 queue. Oh no, Kate. Don't say that. Don't spook me like that. But that's probably the most likely outcome for release. If only they would, you know, what's it called? Whitelist, you know, some streamers. GGG doesn't have a big history of disappointments. Unlike a certain company, it starts with a B. Bomba cloth, you mean? Because they have summer in December. True, dude. Or they have EA ready for December 6th. Me too, me too. By the way, chat, I got gifted the biggest pack from Mr. Bezos, my friend. So I have access to boats in my hideout. So on stream, chat, we're gonna do predictions. We're gonna bet some currency, crafting, whatever it may be items, and we're gonna do boat racing on stream. Isn't that goddamn cool? I honestly cannot wait for that. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's gonna be very hyped too. Yo, what's up, Droten? What up, broski? The nutty part isn't that you would be stuck in a 10,000 queue. The nutty part is that you would sit here alive waiting to get in. Whew, that's very depressing when you say it like that, Keith. But you're right. You're right. Yeah, they don't have any straight law like PoE is their first and only game. GGG is a gamer like us. Exactly, boys. You can see the difference, man. Like PoE 2 right here, these are devs that are in the team since the beginning. No swaps, no new people. Well, somewhat, at least in the major roles. And they've passion, right? They've passion for the games. You can see it. I'm always right. Keep telling you. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Kate. All right, simmer down here. They let some streamers log in early one time. Community wasn't happy with that. Oh, with PoE? Wait, for real? Just some leagues weren't a massive hit and some queues were long. That's about it. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Game designer that actually is a gamer. I think he understands their gamers. 100%, yeah. Yeah. He's a gamer for real, man. Like that guy, dude. Crazy. Spent 480 to be put first in queue. Well, I did, but am I be in the first queue? Yeah, I'm actually scared of the packs, bro. Like, Hells has ordered the same pack a day after me, and he already has a tracking number from UPS. But me, I got nothing. So, what's happening? What's up, Drapna? What's up, dude? How are you playing PoE already? Does the game not release on the 6th smile? Send him? Because we're just god gamers out here, bro. What can I tell ya? What can I tell ya? Big dog. Big dog. Yours is lost in transit. Sorry, no early access free. I mean, I already have the early access, man. It's already in my account, but I I'm talking about they are sending the hoodie, t-shirt, and the book. And the worst thing is I need to declare it, so it's gonna be even more money. I have to pay even more. That's trash. But it is what it is. Did you see the video where GG fight the pinnacle boss, the purple one, with the hands that we got as a Twitch drop when the stream happened? Of course, bro. My boy Frosty from YouTube is already pre-ordering PoE 3. See, Frosty, he lives in the future, man. He's build iffy. Smooth one, dude. I think I know the answer, but which class are you playing? What's up, Seb? A dump stream. Keep up the good work, my dude. Hell yeah, broski. You're the best, man. Thank you. I will be playing a witch minion build. Pause. One thing I saw and get hyped over in PoE 2 is the new skill system, the weapon synergy, the different skills of the same weapon. Exactly, dude. I'm very happy they moved away from the sockets in gear when it comes to skills and put them as a separate codex. Minion Andy. Sure, and I hate monster. My boy Drap, I got it, dude. Basically, I'm gonna be playing warrior. I'm gonna be playing dual wield, two-handers, or maybe a two-hander and a shield, or maybe a two-hander and a scepter for spirit to proc curses or auras. We'll see about that. We'll see. Might be a meme, but I like the thing that you can use auras. You can have curses as auras around you. So we'll see about that. But it's warrior for sure. Warrior Titan. What's up, Johnny? You know what I got, Johnny? I got fresh cup of coffee on my desk. I'm playing monk. What class? Titan warrior, dual wield two-handers. Can I start? Play on a rogue? There is no rogue. It's called Ranger Danger. Who is the best to use? What up, Cuzzy? What up, Cuz? Who is the best to use? What do you mean? You mean class? No one knows. No one knows, but I'm gonna tell you right here, right now, it's gonna be the Acolyte Monk with Mana Leech. Easy. You're welcome. You're welcome. Or it's going to be the Mercenary with Gemlink. Gemlink Summoner, bro. Surely. Doesn't matter what you think or drink. What you eat or drink, coffee is always there to mix it with. Yes, sir. This guy knows, man. I'm doing good as a slave up. Watch yourself. Like the idea that they will implement the build guides in the game like MOBA game. Yes, for sure. And they are making it much easier and more accessible to players. That's amazing. Gemlink Summoner, that would make me sad. Really? Spazzy, would it? Ranger sounds bad. Well, so we have classes. Johnny, I will show you something. We have classes. From those classes, you have something called ascendancies, yes? Which is like a subclass. You're upgrading your base class, right? So as Ranger, you can go either Deadeye or Pathfinder. They will add third ascendancy, but that one is yet to be unlocked or released. So you, my man, you're here. It's like spec basic in WoW. Talent tree can be ranged. Understand it? Yes. What's up, Deeper? Good to see you, dude. So is Vodka? No, it's not. Trap. Not going out. Mercenary is cool. Mercenary is amazing. Mercenary, the physics on the boss. You can actually bounce the grenades of the bosses as well. Dude, the physics are insane. Tell me this, mate. Can I be melee with rogue? You can be anything on any class, bro. You can play a warrior and you can play a summoner, brother. All right. You can be a ranger and you can play a mage. Sky's the limit in this game, brother. Sky's the limit in this game. I got coffee and a bowl of steamed broccoli. The cope is real. Oh, I'm not sure if that's real, Frosty, but interesting combination. You know what? I would not mind because steamed broccoli is top-notch food. It's kind of weird, no? Confusing? Confusing me like hell, that part? Bro, you must be Diablo player, huh? Nah, just kidding, Johnny. Just kidding, bro. It confuses you like hell? What do you mean? It's just whatever you can think of, whatever you want to go for, you can go for it, dude. Or for me as a sweet, it snaps. Are we doing pretty good, Deeper? Not too bad myself. How about you, bro? Just running through some PoE info? Yes, sir. I'm watching Dream Course videos. He's got a series of mechanics in PoE 2, and these are the best videos out there on the internet, dude. How can it be everything like that is confusing? Confusing? What do you mean? It's just... No, it's pretty straightforward. I'm like to try now. Obviously, like You have like these subclasses, for example, with Warrior, right? This is a melee build, so you have Titan here with 200 killing. The video, sure. He's got more in the in his profile, but anyways, right? So Warrior, we've got Titan. This is a 200 based with slams and stuns, right? Maces, 200 maces, Johnny. And then there is a Warbringer. This class is mainly about totems and shouts, right? But it doesn't mean that you're only limited to a Warbringer to play totems. You can play a Gemlink, which is, you know, for gems, quality gems, more skill sockets, whatever. I mean, more skill gems. So you can play totem build even on this class. Steamed broccoli with no seasoning? That's not a meal, that's penance. Yeah, I would still enjoy it though, man. Do you lose something? Hey, if I start Ranger and go Mage, well... You would lose, yes, you would lose. So for example, like, this is a Lightning Sword, which is based on Lightning, so you will get extra stuff for Lightning. So if you decide to play a Lightning Mage and Ranger, you would lose some of the passives, but you might be able to get something else. This is just an example, right? I'm not saying that the Ranger Lightning is a thing, but... Like, what is your build idea, Johnny? What would you like to play? That's what you want to know? Okay, yes. Broccoli rather go outside and you need bark of tree instead of broccoli? That's not true. Crunchy broccoli right now is amazing. When you cook it for a couple of minutes, man, then it's crunchy. Oh. Either mage or melee, like fast attacker. Okay. Alright. Who is the girl on the left bottom? This right, this is Witch. This is Blood Mage, which is amazing design. And this is a Infernal Demon. Infernalist, I think. Sure is it New World? Nope, I did not and I will not. This is a demon, yes, this is a demon. You can have literally a demon form, Johnny. You will be a demon mommy with boobas with this form. Ascendancy. Hello? Like, hello? Only greens I eat is if it comes in the form of cholesterol. What's up, Irritated? Are you excited for PoE to release? Nah, I'm not, man. Just another day in the office, man. Just another casual game. Nah, I'm kidding. Of course I am, bro. Of course I'm hella excited. Hope you too, man. Hope you too. Everyone will play Monk? Nah. I don't think so, man. Like, I've seen a lot of polls. People, like, saying what they will play. And it's very even, dude. It's very even. Well, I mean, from the videos, I said it earlier, from the videos we have seen a Frost Monk at level 95 in endgame build by Jonathan, and that one looked so far, for me personally, the best. Like, Frost Monk is insane, dude. The idea of the build, I mean. He never played games like this. Can he show Monk? Maybe I go Monk and Witch. What footage showed... I can't remember what footage showed the Frost Monk. Anyone knows, chat? Oh, dude. If you can play anything else than Monk, Miguel. If you play anything else than Monk, it's Miguel. You can freeze the boss as well. Yes, dude. No, it's fine, Johnny. It's fine. It's fine. Frost Monk has that Frosty Abival. Exactly. Yeah. Yes, Frosty. It's gonna be nuts. These days I tried to learn some stuff on PoE 1. Played like 30-40 hours in total. Realize how good is even the first one. True, dude. Yeah. 100%, man. 100%. Warrior Gigi-chan. This guy Sajin in chat, he knows, man. He knows. Lozio, you're best, dude. You are the best. Did they show it here? Oh yeah, open world games. That's the one. Yeah. Let me pause this.
I was flown out to LA to go hands-on with Path of Exile 2, and I have returned with hours and hours of brand new gameplay and all new details.
Was it here?
Particular ones are
Yeah. He's gonna
seem to be relatively simple.
He's gonna change a skill in a second in gems, right? Did you watch this
Now
one?
this monk is effectively
New Path of Exile, Sword Minister. Yeah, I did. I even liked it, you can see. Liked it too, dude. Roll resolution? Nah, we're good, bro. Let me catch up with if I missed something.
The same. Oh, what the
I'm
same
gonna
kind
stretch
of
them
build,
milks.
we were doing before,
Charlie, what the
but
fuck?
it's a lot faster for in game. But what we're going to do is we're going to amp it up a little bit further just to sort of see.
Did you
some
look at
kind
that,
of
bro?
things
It's
we can
Frost
do, in
Monk.
this as
Hello?
well. So after we finish clearing this pack,
Even this
then,
appeals to me as well, dude.
do that. So let's open up this, and what we're going to do is this is a character that frees a lot of things, so we're going to add a cast on freeze gem here.
He's
And, what
changing
it's
his
gonna mean is every time you
gem
freeze a
now.
monster,
It's
it has
gonna
the
be
ability
world
to,
of difference, bro.
Cast whatever spell of your choice. In
This
case,
is
we're gonna
95
cast
level
Frost
character,
Wall.
yes, 95.
And we're going to add Fortress. And
This is cast on freeze, right? Hold on, let me check what he
in this
does
case,
again.
Monster has the ability to
Oh yeah, first of all, okay,
cast
okay, okay,
whatever
okay.
spell of your choice.
So this is the meta gem, right? Sajin, we were talking about the cast on freeze. Walls from supported skills are created in a circle instead, and he's gonna add Frostfall to that. This is just crazy, bro. It's crazy, dude. Wasn't it you that you were supposed to help me prevent Miracle from another country? Oh, hey, that's true. He was supposed to do that, but he failed because Miracle already invaded Sweden. GG Packer Banks, boys. Boss fights are so cool. You like that? I like that you have dodge. It's really clear. Yes, yes. I like the dodge addition
In
too.
this case, we're going to cast Frost Wall.
That's amazing.
And we're going to add Fortress and reduce cooldown to that so that we can cast
Wait, how much was the reduced cooldown? So Frostwall, make walls into circle, edit custom freeze.
And we're going to add Fortress and
30% with the passes from skill tree, Hammer of the Gods, bro. Hello. Okay. Why circle better than build a wall? Well, I guess more damage. That will like add extra. Like because he's gonna proc he's gonna shatter the wall, I believe. So I guess that's more shatter procs.
reduce cooldown to that so that we can cast them all of the time. And they're going to go in a circle around the monster that got frozen. So effectively, because it's going to create a lot more frozen objects around the monster, when you use your Glacial Cascade,
Yeah, see, I was right. I was right. He said that.
they're going to do a lot more damage and explode for a huge amount of a huge amount of damage as well.
Do you have screen shake on? Surveillance
So
of the
goal
circle
here
is actually
to,
longer than wall.
create the
Yes.
corruption on the map, and you do that by killing all the rares. And if there's a map boss, then killing the map boss as well.
He has a trap.
Now,
He
there are
arrived
map
already.
bosses
Yes.
that can spawn in every map.
He's there.
We've actually decided to not have a map boss every time you go to them, and instead you can see which areas have map bosses on the main map. What that means is that we've got the ability to have the map bosses be a lot more challenging, but also drop a lot more items as well. So because you don't encounter them quite so frequently, and you can also choose, do I want to do bossing or do I want to just grind maps and do other things? So it kind of gives the player that choice. So once you've completed the map, it'll be green on the in this area.
More
and then
items
effectively it allows you to
login.
continue to explore. Now this map is kind of somewhat randomly explored, so
Act 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Act 1, 2, 3. They still had this here, huh? Endgame. So it even shows you on the map. You can straight up just go pure endgame. Interesting. Animations looks very cool. It's also an old version showcase. Yeah, I can see that with this one up top. True. Even with the both bosses and mapping, same. Yeah.
don't concentrate too much on that. But effectively, you're going to be expanding outwards from the center. Now, of course, the other thing you can do is craft maps with currency items.
We'll make a balanced build.
So if we get a
for both.
an orb of transmutation here, we can use that on there to get a mod on the item. Now the prefixes are benefits to you, and the suffixes are negatives to you. So this is something that we've changed a little bit how it works. So that means that you can just get a map that's just a straight up.
Which endgame mechanic I'm gonna start with? Oh man, it's a hard one, dude. That's a hard one. Breach, I guess breach or maybe ritual. Foo, brother, foo. Not sure. I'm not sure what's the expedition called. That one, no, not really. Not sure about that one. I don't know.
Boon to you if you do a single. If you turn it into a magic with only one mod, but of course if you turn it into a rare, you're going to get a variety of downsides and upsides, and all of them can.
Yeah, I kind of liked
have
it.
different, effects.
Expedition.
So once you've cleansed corruption from maps, then you can start to unlock the Atlas tree, which allows you to further upgrade your progression system for this thing. So here's the Atlas tree here.
I like that this is smaller than PoE 1, right? I like that.
Now I've actually made what we've actually done.
Seems to me, but also a darker scheme compared to PoE 1. Am I wrong? Yeah, I think so too. That's what I'm getting the same vibe, dude, from this, yeah. Which would be sick. Which is
All
sick.
the different types of content have their own trees. Each one of them is kind of like an ascendancy class, and then for that content. But there's also a primary tree that you get just for killing maps.
By the way, are you noticing his cursor, how he avoids every single passive if he goes around? I hate it, bro. Can you do a little sleep and show us some good stuff? Like, god damn, bro.
So there's a tree here for cleansing maps. There's also a tree for killing bosses, and then trees for
avoid
doing
the
other,
easy
other
dodge.
content on the atlas as well. So you can kind of you don't have to choose between, or rather, you can choose to do a piece of content, but you're not going to be losing anything from any of the other pieces of content when you decide to do them later. Effectively, they all have their own kind of scaling in that way. So a random example here, 20% increased magic monsters in your maps. Another random example.
Freeze frame, hero the run.
20% increased quantity of waystones found on your maps. But there's also like keystones here, like rare and unique monsters in your maps have 1 to 2 additional modifiers. It also adds extra bonuses to drops as well. So these are the kinds of things that you can get on the tree, and that's one of the progression systems as well. Effectively, is
by the way, anyone knows the lore behind this NPC here? Because he's a boss, right? I think campaign in Act 3, it's whatever, I don't know. Because we have seen the whole fight right here somewhere, right? Yeah, a new boss battle. But someone said there is a cool lore to this one. Anyone knows?
So these are the kinds of things that you can get on the tree, and that's one of the progression systems as well. Effectively, is I'm going through the Atlas tree here, but it's also kind of the gateway to a lot of the other mechanics. So, for example, here we see a map that's got this little hand icon, and that means that there is a breach in this map. There's also the boss icon there, which indicates there's a boss there as well. So we know there's a breach in there. You know, if you're looking for breaches, this is where you want to go. You can effectively always see the content that you're going to be able to face in maps as you look around the tree. And there's also going to be mechanics for adding more.
Slaver's done for day but made. That's a stack, brother. That's a stack, bro. That name popped up all the time, though. Oh, really? Okay.
Which we'll talk about as well. So at the start, you'll just have to find them randomly, but later on, you can add them to maps too. So let's have a look at this. All right. So, breaches.
Oh, Dreb didn't get it, huh?
So, Breach is another one of the League sequels that we've done.
Dreb didn't get it.
XL2, and it's also one of the sort of pinnacle, like in-game content grinds that you'll be able to progress through. Breaches are effectively small fissures in reality that let you see into an alternate plane where demons roam free. And touching a breach will cause it to expand and reveal all the demons there that are lurking on that plane. So we're going to have to walk, unfortunately, directly there, which is going to trigger immediately, so you won't get to see what it looks like before you trigger it. But Octavian can do that now. So when you trigger it, and this is a horrible location for it, when you trigger it, all of these demons will start to come out of the other plane. Now, as you kill the demons, it's going to extend the amount of time. If you're a very good player, and you can kill demons very quickly, you can keep this going for a very long time and like cover like half the map with it. If you're not as good, or maybe your build
I don't know, man.
strong,
Breach looks like the
you're not
best
necessarily going to be able to do that. So,
to start
it's
with
very
for
hectic.
endgame.
Oh yeah, there we go. So it's ended already. So
I
effectively,
guess.
You have to try if you're very fast at kill speed.
Ah,
you can
Spadzie, okay.
Take very good advantage of this particular mechanic. Now, breaches, of course, have their own rewards, which is why you're going to want to do them. Let's just have a look on the ground to see if we can find any. If you go back and have a look, did it drop any? Breach splinter. Right. So one of the so there's a couple of things that they drop. So one of them is catalysts, and the other one is splinters. So which one should we talk about first? How about the catalysts? So catalysts are a reward you can get only from breach, and effectively what they do is increase the quality of specific modifiers on jewelry. So this one here says adds quality that enhances life modifiers on rings and amulets. So
Especially, yeah, like especially for the class I'm gonna play. This is mainly for like life, right? You just said it. Enhances life modifiers, and like warrior titan especially is built into life. So I think breach for me is, yeah.
If you use that on your ring or amulet, it'll allow you to increase the it'll add life quality that'll make the life roll on that amulet go up.
Oh my god, Arco is here. Arco for 27 years, lifetimes and decades with a race up. Arco, my man, my dude. You are the most beautiful piggy out here. Thank you very much for the support, bro. Hey yo, breach is just fun, exactly, non-stop blasting, bro. That and ritual, dude. Yo, let me get some hype 31 out here for my Turkish homeboys and 69. How we doing, Arco? How we doing? I saw you still on the WoW hype, huh? All right, here to yoink keys, by the way. Araku and anyone in the chat, I am giving away 2 keys on Twitter again. And on Sunday, I'm gonna give away 2 keys on stream right here. 2 keys, boys, okay? I'll be ready for PoE 2. Oh my days, bro. I was ready yesterday. Hello? You ain't picking what you're smoking? Breach is pretty good for leveling experience too. Exactly. Mob sizes, yeah. Non-stop mob surge too, but I mean, you're gonna be unlucky on the breach spawn on the maps, right? On the layout, I mean, right? You could be unlucky on that too. So I guess you gotta do, you know, whatever you get your hands on first, I guess. Oh my god, you're a New World Enjoyer? What the? What's that? What's that?
This is an area of player power that sort of seems relatively subtle, but there's actually quite a lot to this that you can do. Breach also drops Breach rings that are one of the best ring-based types because...
Insane game. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. 200 life here. Max quality 50%. Life modifier 50%. Jesus.
They allow quality to go up to 50, which means that you can use those as base types to create some really crazy rings for the end game as well. So that's one of the forms of player power you get from only from Breach. The other thing you're going to find in Breach that will sort of unlock the pinnacle boss are these Breach splinters. So if you collect 300 Breach splinters, it'll allow you to make a Breach stone that will allow you
Disgusting
to go
ring.
to the Breach domain where you can fight one of the pinnacle bosses. Now we're actually going to show you this pinnacle boss.
I've done David the follow. Thank you very much, bro. Welcome, welcome.
It's nice to see one, but we're not going to show you any of the other pinnacle bosses in this demo. But all of the different types of all the different types of content that we have here, all have their own pinnacle bosses that.
Your WoW hardcore character died today, level 31. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Lagged out when I logged back in a bunch of mobs and Dizilis respawned right on top of me and wasted me. Oh, dude, there were so many people who died to the same thing as you. That's unlucky, bro. R.I.P.
That we can do. Now, this is effectively a map that's a single large breach, and you're going to have to be able to race through the entire map in the amount of time to be able to get there and finish it.
Dude, I'm just gonna get behind how fast Monk looks cool, dude.
Actually live, and you can see the kind of creepy hand stuff they've got going on as their theme there. That's as it gets revealed.
It's giving me very good vibes. Yes, yes. Whoa, trap now. Whoa, whoa. Hey now. So you keep killing mobs and the timer gets extended. You gotta go basically you gotta go fast, man. People eat finger. Get him, Jotun. Get him, bro. Get him. Yeah, good soundtrack. The immersion as well. True, dude. True. Yeah. He's not one-shotting everything. Bad build. Yeah, you must be Path of Exile 1 player spazzy, huh? I think he goes hard, man. I think he goes hard. One plays BDM, one plays Hardcore League, and the other one is a hardcore gamer grinding all the good games. All damage ignites. Prevents recovery. Oh. Wait, prevents what now? Regen life? Above low life? Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Does this also... Is this also for life leech? No. Only regen, I think. You only have few thousand hours. Smile. Noise. Noise. Giga Gamer. Interesting names on the mobs. 8 dead grabs. 8 dead grabs of the ice. Grasps, excuse me. Just regen, okay, no leech. Okay. 8 dead watches, 8 dead scrolls.
Looks like he did it. Alright, so now if we keep going here, we're gonna get to the boss.
Oh, this is the pinnacle boss for Breach. Or like it is, bro. I mean... Woo! Tome Blower is in shambles right now. Blood Bishop, same story. We also got this, his wings, his hands. We also got it as a Twitch drop from the stream they did a week ago, over a week ago. Look at the trip, dude. Look at the design of this boss. Love it. Based on PoE knowledge, recovery is the umbrella under which all forms of regaining a resource fall, including flask, leech. Oh, it's like, okay. It's like the a general, okay. Kind of, it would kind of make sense. Instead of just pure recovery. Thank you, bro. You missed the Twitch drop? No! This is Monk headshot. It looks amazing. This is pure Frost Monk. It looks wonderful, dude. You cannot go wrong if you go with this build. Even, I mean, it's kind of sorted out as well, right? Sound effects, yeah, dude. Yeah. It's like the basic dude. Dynamic when he shoots as well. True, dude. Yeah. And the freeze is also sick. You can freeze the boss here. Like Warrior can stun, Titan can stun, but here he can freeze. Love it. It's a big AoE, dude. Thank you, by the way, MD. Become the Night King. I like the wings, man. I like the wings. Can I ignite? Too early, bro. Yellow Director was salty, says Jeremiah on YouTube. He sure was, man. You should not see anything. By the way, look at his damage he does up here in the right upper corner. Those are some chunky numbers, dude. And yet the HP barely moves. This is going to be extremely difficult. Yeah, exactly, Trap. Exactly, bro. ZDPS. No, man. Boss should be dead by now. In PoE 1 terms, yes. For more than half HP gone from that one hit. If this was Tomb Lord, it would already be dead. This attack is cool. Freeze. DPS time. PoE too hype. Happy now? No more grumpy Sajin. He will be grumpy until release. Using a blue weapon. I mean, could be. Can you imagine the bell with this? I mean, he has it on Tiki Bind, but he doesn't really use it as often. Oh, so the bell is where the damage is at. He just doesn't really use it as often. You're gonna wait for this mercenary all the way? Oh hell, dude. What build? Are you gonna go with grenades, Jeremiah? Show the boss. Exactly. I think he does it on purpose to show off the boss mechanics, yeah. Chad, what is your thoughts on chair for gamer? Mine got brokey. Damn. I would say Secret Labs. I don't have one, but anyone asked, everyone is happy about Secret Labs. I would say. Or Herman Miller. Grenade and assault bow. Oh hell yeah, dude. Not sure what's going on with this teleport. That was close, man. Oof. Ah, this is a gamer, dude. This is a gamer. Got the bell action going. He's dead. He's gonna die on purpose here. But he actually killed him. I thought he died. Oh, damn. Let's go, dude. That was sick, man. See if you have an office liquidator near you, can often... Oh, I actually heard about that. True. So a lot of people... Yeah, 454 Miller. I know some who actually went to get a chair like that. Yeah. Walk in, sit on a few, and pick one you like. I don't think we have it here in Prague, though. I don't think we have it here. Way cheaper and way better for the dough than those. I agree. Yeah. 100%. Let's put some D4 Dev playing their own game. I would actually love to see it, Lozio. Low key, yeah. Secret too expensive. You can have a better one with the same price. Herman Miller, sell a kidney first, though. Like how the boss hits Omega hard. True, dude. True. What is that? Shit, loot? Oh, God. I mean, Pinnacle boss, the loot ain't too hard, is it? Is it? 2 orbs, 3 items. Huh? One is with higher tier. I have to choose from retail? Yeah. Still working in Czech Republic, trust me, there are no obviously. Yeah. Rip boys.
Alright, so
What are these 3 elements in the back? Fire, lightning, and cold? What is that?
that's an example of a pinnacle boss, and we're not going to show you the rest of them, but that's just kind of give you a flavor for what an in-game pinnacle boss might be like. But just like all of the pinnacle bosses, when you defeat them, you're going to get points for the ascendancy tree. Sorry, not ascendancy tree, for the Atlas tree for that.
You can get 1% Omega loot.
So this is the
Oh, that was a passive. Hold on. Is there a shortcut to go frame by frame on the YouTube chat? Do you know?
Sorry, not ascendancy tree, for the Atlas.
Yeah, just keep pressing spacebar like a maniac. Right now, watch.
For that
Oh, probably some minor thing anyway. Look at the detail. I mean, right?
Sorry, not ascendancy tree.
They'll be familiar in PoE, don't know. Diablo, they'll be familiar.
Tree for that.
I don't know, fuck it.
So this is the breach one here. Now the idea is that you kill the boss, you make the whole league more difficult, and then you can beat the boss again at a higher difficulty and get more points. So the first point here you're going to see is +1 to Twisted Domain difficulty, which is going to effectively make breach harder. Difficulty causes monsters to have increased damage and toughness, as well as making them grant more experience to drop better items. But there's also effectively specific nodes that will give you interesting...
Many more skill trees? Agreed, bro.
So for example, clasped hands and...
Try pressing pure Tacoma. Nope. Nope, brother. Nope, none of them work.
in your map.
None of them work, dude. Hold on. Nope.
Have a 25% chance to be guarded by a pack of magic monsters. Breaches in your maps have 50% more clasped hands. Those things are effectively like breach chests that you find as the breach expands there. So that's like a bonus that you might choose to pick. There's lots of other ones here that you could pick as well. And as I said,
like chests then, okay.
Types of content all have their own trees here that you can do your own stuff with. So that is, actually wait, there's one more thing that we forgot to tell you about, and this is kind of important, which is tablets. Okay, right, I should have gone over that earlier, so we'll just do it now.
Frame by frame on YouTube?
When you do a breach in your maps, one of the things that you might find, and this is kind of important, are tablets. Now tablets are items in your inventory that you can use with these towers. If you open your inventory there and have a look at just finding a good place. So when you play breaches, you might find these breach tablets. And what this does is effectively adds more breaches to maps in the vicinity. So this says add 8 maps in range, 8 maps in range contain breaches, and breaches in your map spawn an additional rare monster. So if you throw...
Works for you. Hold on, let me change to English language. Yeah, language keyboard. Nope. Ain't doing shh. Nope. My man, I'm pressing every single thing here, but nothing is happening. Nope. Nope. They say at the beginning that we can see die 2 times. Oh. Scuff keyboard, L on the forehead, boys.
Yeah. Tower.
I've seen a stat that is 30% to chuck life on Bastard Mercenary. That's called Decimator Strike, right? Decimating Strike. Yeah, man. Culling Strike is the execute, Decimator is the big chunk. Works for you.
It gives you this interface.
Crazy.
You can put the tablet in there, and then when you use it, it affects the local area and adds a bunch of breaches around the place. So what that means
Oh
is that
yeah,
all
you
the
can
content
actually, yeah, you can get
But if you're
force
in a
summon
tower,
breaches
just
right here.
breaches to maps in the vicinity. Breaches, you might find these breach tablets, and what this does is effectively just find a good place. So when you play breaches, you might find these breach tablets, and what this does is effectively adds more breaches to maps in the vicinity. So this says add 8 maps in range. So 8 maps in range contain breaches.
So you can
and
keep
breaches in
grinding
maps spawn an
breaches.
additional rare monster. So if you open a tower, it gives you
Non-stop.
this interface. You can put the tablet in there, and then when you use it, it affects the local area.
What does this one do again?
You
8 maps in range contain breaches.
You can put the tablet in there, and then when you use it, it affects the local area and adds a bunch of breaches around the place. So what that means is that all the content
Press
is
spacebar fast here.
self-reinforcing. If you want to play breaches, then you're going to find this these tablets. You're going to use those to add more breaches to maps in the area and also boost what the breaches are doing, and then which will get you more tablets, which will get you more and more and so on. So it's effectively a way to, if you're choosing breach is the thing I want to be doing, then that means that you can effectively self-sustain breach for as long as you want to,
True, slow down video on the spacebar.
into that. This is the true for all the different mechanics that you can find on the Atlas. You know, you've got ones here for Ritual and Expedition and Delirium right there. So, all right. So that's kind of important. So what we've covered here effectively is, okay, obviously, actually, one thing I've...
If you have 6 people in party with that stat, you could in theory kill bosses super quick. True, but isn't there any limitation? But you're right, probably, yeah. Show your gear, please, Jonathan. He won't. He will not, man. He never does that. This boy cannot use on keyboard. Yeah, I can. It's right next to each other. Don't work, bro. Unlucky. Never lucky, baby rage.
Of course, failed to mention is that, you know, there are uniques you only get from that pinnacle boss, of course, and so on. There are uniques you only get once you get the difficulty of that pinnacle boss up to a certain level. So, of course, once again, each endgame...
Boss life increase per character. If you have shit characters, it makes the boss way harder. Yeah. I think the scaling is just absolutely brutal. True that.
Grind has to have a way to expand it, a way to make it more difficult, a way to specialize into it, a way to you know, get rewards that are specific to that. So, next, let's talk about Expedition. So once again, we've done another sequel to a leak from PoE 1. This one's Expedition.
Yeah, you can res each other, yes.
And just to make it a little bit easier, we're not going to actually do the rest of the map. We're just going to do the Expedition part of it. So what Expedition is effectively there are some Kalgurans, a group of people called Kalgurans, who are trying to dig up some old burial sites from their ancestors. And the goal is try to get Verisium relics that are left over from the
I like this
past.
Expedition, dude.
If you're
Kind of a big fan, dude.
Once again, we've done another sequel to a leak from PoE. Let's talk about Expedition. So once again, we've done another sequel to a leak from PoE 1. This one's Expedition. We'll put a map in here.
What's the icon for Expedition? Is it the middle one? That's for Expedition. Maps in range contain Expedition encounters. 100 maps in range? Alright.
A little bit easier. We're not going to actually do the rest of the map. We're just going to do the Expedition part of it. So what Expedition is effectively there are some Kalgurans, a group of people called Kalgurans, who are trying to dig up some old burial sites from their ancestors. And the goal is try to get Verisium relics that are left over from their past. If you've played PoE 1, the mechanic is quite similar. Effectively, what you're going to see is all of these markers here on the ground that are going to tell you whereabouts things are buried, and they're going to dig these things up using explosives. So effectively,
NPC the Expedition has, that's what makes it good. Rock the PoE. He's from here, of course.
There are also these things called remnants here that give you both bonuses and downsides for doing them. After you blow up the remnant, all the future monsters after that point will be stronger but more rewarding. So effectively, Octavian's going to place down some of these.
This could be a good leak too, man. I mean, endgame.
And then once he's done that, then he will be able to detonate them and spawn things. Now he's choosing carefully which remnants he wants to use based on his build. He wouldn't want, for example, to make
What's up, Jimmy?
monsters immune to
Long time no see indeed, broski. What up?
Now there are lots of interesting things to find under the ground. There's like chests,
PoE to hype.
from big caverns and things.
Because here you get the chests from Expedition, and then you have the you have rock as well, right? For the currency, Deacon might be less impactful because he gives you free divines and exiles, but they already increase the drop rate on those during the acts, especially, right? You're right, Jimmy. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. 8 days, boys. 8 days.
Things like that.
Actually, with the queues and the game being break, it's more like 10 days, but shh, don't tell them. It doesn't work in Edge. Oh man, really? That's trash. So I'm new to Path. It's not necessarily an open map. Those points you select is how you travel. Yeah, those points are maps. You're basically mapping. So yeah, and those every single one of those maps is like icons, and those icons mean something. Like there's an icon for boss, there's icon for breach that we just watched, the purple icon. There is icon for expedition, which was the middle one I was just talking about. So each of those icons represent a different type of endgame, and most of those are actually from PoE 1. But this is for endgame. This is pure endgame content in these maps. What's up, Pidia? Oh, here we go again, bro. Hello. I'm doing pretty alright, bro. I hope you too, man. I hope you too. Maps are like better, greater dungeons. True, dude. True. Maybe not divines, but those might be still meant for melee trading. Okay. Alright. Divines.
Once you get to the end game system, the pinnacle content for this league, there's going to be bosses and so on to find and things like that.
Is he gonna click on chests? This seems like a lot of loot, no?
Now the purpose of killing all these monsters primarily is to get these Verisium artifacts. You can see one there that says exotic coin.
Hold one of the buttons? Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, okay, here we go. This is frame by frame. Thank you. It does hold. It's a coma for me. Nice.
There that says exotic coinage, but there's various other things like that on the ground.
You play Black Desert mobile server in America or not? Nope, I'm not, Pedia. I'm not. My broski is playing BDM, but he's playing on EU, Europe, Diplonicus. Gonna drop Mirror of Calendra on day 3 of PoE 2, just like my last PoE 1 league, and then quit within a few days, suffering from... Dude, Spazzy, you were the one who dropped the mirror, right? I remember you told me on stream, dude. And day 3 mirror... is it global? Is it random drop, the mirror? From anywhere? I guess we don't know with PoE 2, huh? But yeah, sure, man. Day 3 PoE and PoE 2 dropping the mirror. Yeah, sure. Figure it out. Easy.
They also have these chests that drop items. There's a broken circle artifact, and oh look, they're unique. Nice. You might as well identify it. I don't know which one that is.
Unique book.
This is just unscripted, by the way. Apron of Emerian. Bleeding you inflict
Huge one for bleeds.
Which says that aggravated bleeding does 200% extra damage. Right, cool.
This is really amazing that it tells you literally if anything has like these dots, whatever. It tells you what it does, man, when you click on the explanation. That's what I really like in PoE 2. Like exactly aggravated bleeding, right? That's amazing. Drop it from like tier 6 yellow map. Jesus.
Cool. So this is a bleed build type unique. Actually, whatever. Anyway, yeah, once you've got these artifacts, then you can trade them with the Kalgurans for various different rewards. And once again, I'm not, in the interest of time, I'm not going to go into too much into this, but probably one of the more interesting ones is using crafting with a guy called Rog. We'll do that one here just so we can have a look. So Rog effectively has a shop where he'll sell you different items. You can re-roll it using the currency as well. But once you find something that you want to kind of start with, which maybe you don't, there we go. Then what you can do is after you buy it, he'll offer to do various crafts. Okay, so this is an interesting one, Sebas, before you click anything. So what this is going to do is remove all...
These gloves are hella good, no? Max life attack speed strength, not for him though, but for war, holy...
prefix modifiers from the item. So if we like the prefixes, we probably want to skip this one and not do it. So let's skip this one. We got the same one again, which is very annoying. So, okay, so I guess we just have to do it then. Then re-roll suffix modifiers. Now, there's quite a lot of different modes here, but effectively you get various ability to modify the item before you go. I think this one is going to turn out to be completely crap.
This was not possible in PoE 1, right? In the Expedition League. Why don't you play this old and a good open world game similar to Elden Ring's mobile version? You mean BDM? Or what do you mean?
Single modifier with the lowest modifier level. Sure, I guess you can just take it. Anyway, that was a pretty crap example, but effectively this is a crafting system that allows you to make some pretty interesting items. Now, the other thing you're going to get from expeditions, other than the tablets that allow you to do more of them, is what else do we have here? Right, we'll just do the logbooks next. Okay, right, so we've got logbooks. So if you can get a logbook, it's effectively
Yo, what's up, Mergu?
Like super
what's up,
expedition, which is like an area that has only expedition. These logbooks have various mods and things as well, and then once
runic monster markers.
go there, then you can do an expedition that has a lot more. You get a lot more dynamite to make it a much larger string. So there's a lot more strategy in picking what type of things you want to find. Also,
wait, hold on. I need to rewind it back. Hold on.
I guess you can just take it. Anyway, that was a pretty crap example, but effectively this.
You can you can take the item or remove a single modifier with the lowest modifier level. For all suffixes. Okay, it gives you like a okay. Prefix modifier, skip or upgrade. I see.
Now there's quite.
That's
effectively,
cool.
this is a crafting system that allows you to make some pretty interesting items. Now, the other thing you're going to get from expeditions, other than the tablets that allow you to do more of them, is what else do we have here? Right, we'll just do the logbooks next. Okay, right. So we've got logbooks. So if you can get a logbook, it effectively allows you to do a super expedition, which is like an area that has only expedition. These logbooks have
Quality and quality that enhances attack modifiers and ring amulets. That's all from breach, huh? Attack, okay.
various mods.
Oh, it gives you like, okay, for each specific, it gives you that, okay. Quantity of artifacts dropped by monsters. Chance to contain twice as many items. Ooh, the first one is juicy. Number of remnants. What is remnant? Initial underground area. Underground 2. Okay. I really like this expedition, this endgame mechanic.
And things as well. And then once you go there, then you can do an expedition that has a lot more. You get a lot more dynamite to make it a much larger string. So there's a lot more
still here?
strategy in picking what type of things you want to find. Also, if you there's also things like bosses and uniques and like special underground areas and things like that to find. So there's just quite a lot of stuff hidden under the ground that you want to do. So at least find an underground area maybe. Yeah, is that one there? Okay, right.
Mouse is tweaking, dude. Look how many charges he has, dude. He can make such a huge train. Holy. Oh, does this tell you like what's dropping there from the chest that's being like discovered? Like armor then? A body, or I guess? I guess rarity of items is dropped by monsters. It's 300%. Anyone messed with this welcome back boost on little characters? Nope, I haven't. Right, his weapon, I guess? Okay.
And then when you detonate it, you're going to get the string of monsters, which
Yeah, we saw the weapons up top in here. Hold on. Right here. That's the weapons. I'm gonna like this league.
You're going to get the string of monsters, which you can try and keep up with. Although I hear the balance of this league is a bit wrong at the moment, so he might get one shot. So we'll see. As the remnants trigger, all of the monsters are going to get harder. So they might get pretty hard by the end, even if they're easy at the start.
Wait, what did he say?
As the remnants trigger, all of the monsters are going to get harder. So they might get pretty hard by the end, even if they're easy at the start.
Oh, remnants then. Okay, remnants. Okay. This is the ability of what I like, man, from the elite here, or like from the mob with the big ass sword. By the way, guys, once again, I have 2 codes for early access giving out on a giveaway going on Twitter or X. You can see it in the chat. And I'll have 2 more keys to give away on the stream on Sunday 1st. So make sure to pull up and tell your friends about it. Thank you. We giving away, yes sir. See this ability right here with the sword. Like, look at that, bro. Look at that. Hold on. Look, man. Can you imagine if you're playing minions? Can you have multiple of these or only one always?
Right, so rather than keeping on killing those guys, we'll just quickly show you one of the things that he found. So there was a sub area down here where called Hidden Aquifer. There's quite a lot of variety of different things like this.
Also
I'm not
cool.
sure what's in this one. But yeah, as I said, some of them contain bosses. They all contain interesting rewards that can be unique just to them. So yeah, there's quite a lot of things you're going to want to find.
So with these 3 orbs behind, he's proccing also elementals like fire or lightning on his skills. Aha. I just noticed now. Oh, he didn't have it active before? Wait, what did he have?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of things you're going to want to find. Some interesting rewards that can be unique.
Can you open underground area as well? Yeah, it needs to say it on the logbook though. I'll show you in a second. It's not always, it's like a specific affix on the logbook that opens. I'm so hyped, dude. Me too, America. Me too. Holy.
Quite a lot of things you're going to want to find.
Hit overwhelming presence. Kinda sad she doesn't go up with that. I wonder what this is, man. It doesn't. Oh, it does show for. Oh my god, for a heartbeat. Can we go back with this? No, this goes forward. This goes backwards. Frame by frame, break by break. No, it doesn't show, man. I think. Am I tripping? I thought it did. Nope. Maybe now? No. They can appear randomly too, but some of the logbooks do indeed have a specific line that says contains X-Boss. Oh, X-Boss even. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Why did he swap before? This just seems more powerful than the one he had before. Overwhelming presence.
So like all of the end games, completing the most difficult content in this end game is going to allow you to get points to put in the ascendancy tree, make it more difficult, add more of them, that kind of thing. So yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Awesome. Wait, what is...
Yeah, allow you to get points to put in the ascendancy tree, make it more difficult, add more of them, that kind of thing. So it's gonna... So like all of the end games, completing the most difficult content in this end game is going to allow you to get points to put in the ascendancy tree, make it more difficult, add more of them, that kind of thing. So yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Is it a trap? What do you mean? This? No. Kind of done with Ashes for phase 1. Oh, okay. When is the phase 2 happening again? Isn't it like a week after PoE 2? Like Blitz knew they were going up against PoE 2 and that is going to be massive. Yeah, they needed to knock it out the park with VOH. And they effed it up, man. And then Wrath even made a tweet like that. That's why everyone is memeing on D4 even more than before. And hating on it too, man. Bad timing. Bad timing. How did he almost die? He was standing on a AoE. Like, so there was an AoE from a mob, so he almost died to that. Happens December 20th. Okay, thank you. All I got from all the footage I have seen so far from PoE 2, even though it's a different game, PoE 1, Freeze still looks like the best defense layer. Agreed, man. Agreed. I mean... yeah, exactly, from what I've seen. Too strong, man, too strong. Even on bosses, like the freeze happens pretty often. But we did the pinnacle we saw from Breach Mechanic. He was freezing the bosses fairly often. You get back from UK to UK December 18th. Just for phase 2, huh? Okay, okay. How do you like Sweden so far, Merku?
Oh, you might as well show the Atlas tree as well. So
number of explosive is 1. Oh, increase explosive radius. Explosion monsters in your maps spawn with an additional 20% of life missing. Oh, should be pretty good, man. This right here is pretty good, actually. So I would like. I didn't enjoy placing some explosives, but with this one right here, dude, Logan. Oh, tomorrow I'll help you pay. Drepana. It's nice meeting Jim's family, going for walks and shit. It's just nice and chill. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I like to hear that, dude. I like to hear that.
there's an example here which makes the number of explosives to 1, so that you only get one really large explosive rather than having to do a whole string of them in your maps. Maybe just a randomly interesting one. All right, let's have a look at the next one, which is Ritual. So Ritual is one of the other endgame grinds. When you enter a map with this mechanic, you're going to find these ritualistic circles through the area.
I like Ritual too. I like this one.
Oh, there's one right there. Great. So when you kill monsters inside them, it effectively grants the monsters as tribute. And so when you summon the ritual, all the monsters that you killed within that ritual circle will spawn again. Why does that root spider have no eyes?
How is it so long until the release? I know, right? It's crazy, Thunder, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, it's breach as well. Okay, whatever. Let's not worry about that. Now, of course, because the league mechanics overlap, you would be able to kill breach monsters inside the circle and summon them again by the with the ritual, I believe.
Oh, you have combinations as well. You can have breach as well, right? On top of ritual. Can you have both? Yes, a good chance. Yeah. I'll like look.
All right, so when you use the ritual, it effectively closes you off into a small area, and you have to fight all the monsters that you killed in that circle again. But the key thing is that there's
It was blasted, man.
multiple rituals through the area. So after each time you do this, you get a type of points called tribute that you can then spend on items. But if you're willing to risk it and make the rituals even more powerful, you can go to another ritual circle, kill more monsters inside of it, and then you'll be able to make the it'll summon both the ones from this circle and from the subsequent circle as well, making the rituals very tough by the time you get to the end. Oh, there's one last monster over there. All right. So then when you click on the ritual, it'll open the screen here, which allows you to spend tribute. Now, I don't think we want to spend too long on this, but effectively, this is the reward mechanic for Ritual, and the more tribute you get, the more things you get. Jesus Christ, why are there more monsters? Oh, the map is beyond. Wait, is that because it was...
You can have Ritual and Breach together. Yes, you can. No? Can you not? Am I tripping? Or is it corruption they were talking about before?
And then
He said at the beginning, I think. Maybe I'm tripping. Hold on.
All right, so when you use the ritual, it effectively closes you off into a small area, and you have to fight all the monsters that you... Why does that...
I think it's corrupted, not breach.
It effectively grants the monsters as tribute, and so when you summon the ritual, all the monsters that you killed within that ritual circle will spawn again. Why does that root spider have no eyes?
When did he say that? In full hordes rolling in his grave?
Oh, it's breach as well. Okay, whatever. Let's not worry about that. Now, of course, because the league mechanics overlap, you would be able to kill breach monsters inside the circle and summon them again by the with the ritual, I believe.
He said breach monsters.
All right, so when you use the ritual, it effectively closes you off into a small area, and you have to fight all the monsters that you killed in that circle again. But the key thing is that there's it empowers them. There are multiple rituals through the area. So after each time you do this, you get a type of points called tribute that you can then spend on items. But if you're willing to risk it and make the rituals even more powerful, you can go to another ritual circle, kill more monsters inside of it, and then you'll be able to make the it'll summon both the ones from this circle and from the subsequent circle as well, making the rituals very tough by the time you get to the end. Oh, there's one last monster over there. All right. So then when you click on the ritual, it'll open the screen here, which allows you to spend tribute. Now, I don't think we want to spend too long on this, but effectively, this is the reward mechanic for Ritual, and the more tribute you get, the more things you get. Jesus Christ, why are there more monsters? Oh, the map is beyond. Wait, is that because it was a corrupted map? Okay, right. So because this is a corrupted map, by the way, every time you kill monsters, it's got this mechanic called Beyond, where it leaves these little orbs behind, and then demons can get summoned from them when you kill them. That's just one of the random corruption outcomes you can get due to beast corruption in a map. Anyway, right, so this is tribute. You can buy items. None of these look particularly amazing, but do you have an omen in there? No. Okay, so in that way, we've got the inventory. Right, so one of the things you're going to be looking for this are omens. So omens are a high-level crafting
corruption added, yeah, not the breach.
That, you can use to make more targeted.
He did say breach
items.
boss.
So
maybe he meant ritual boss.
So here's an item here where we might like the prefixes, but thinks the suffixes are crap. Normally what you might want to do is either re-roll them with a Chaos Orb or maybe remove them with a Orb of Annulment. But you can't normally choose which mod to remove. This is an Omen of Dextral,
That was a breach in the footage. Oh, okay.
While this item is active in your inventory, your next Orb of Annulment will
So ignore it. It was a bug. Okay. So only one leak can be present on the map.
So if you use that, and then use an Orb of Annulment, it'll only remove suffixes, not prefixes. And if you want to remove another suffix, he's got another one there.
Oh, this is the current secret from Ritual.
Crafting on items that allow you to make targeted changes, and with this you can make some pretty broken stuff. There's another one here that says while this item is active in your inventory, your next Exalted Orb will add 2 modifiers. That just effectively is a double exalt. This kind of thing is like a pretty simple one, but there are a lot of these, and they do
huge, dude.
So that's just a sort of interesting way of crafting. It's one of the types of player power you can get only from this league. Of course, like other in-game mechanics, there's an uber boss for this as well, and killing that boss is going to get you points in the... well, we don't actually have to go there, but it will get you points for the Atlas Tree for that league. So that's one of the other grinds as well. Right, next up we'll talk about Delirium. So in Delirium maps, your...
Is it me or is New Zealand and Australian accents different? Am I tripping?
Mine is going to be infected by a mysterious entity known as Tang Mizzou. You see these mirrors, and when you go through them, it kind of affects your mind and starts creating all these nightmare creatures, as well as affecting, kind of giving these strange things for other monsters as well.
All the Kiwi accents are different? Damn, I had no... I was still there the same.
So there's the Delirium right there.
Oh, he goes for Delirium now.
So as you can see, it infects your mind, and you get this like mist, mysterious mist that goes to the area. It both spawns new monsters as well as affecting the existing monsters in interesting ways. Now the main thing you're going to be looking for in this league are called Distilled Emotions. Hopefully one drops, and we can have we can show you what they do. But if not, we've got one in the inventory.
Delirium doesn't look bad either, to be honest. Okay.
Now, if you're able to keep up with this mechanic, then you might be able to cover the entire map in it, in which case you can get some bonuses on map bosses as well.
Imagine giving people rewards for completing content couldn't be poor. Man, I find grinding 5,000 bosses in a row for Veiled Crystals pretty rewarding, dude.
Now, what this allows you to do is craft mods onto your amulet that grant you passives from your passive tree.
Oh, this is for the passives. Delirium is for passives, okay.
So effectively, if you put your amulet in there, then if you do a combination of 3 different distilled emotions, then it will allow you to get a bonus passive, what's it called? A notable from the passive tree. Sorry, I'm getting a little... It's coming through a lot here.
Oh, you have time figuring out what kind of combination you need for what passive, I think, if there are multiple of them.
Regenerate 10% of life over 1 second when stunned. Now, once again, this is a type of player power you only get from here, but you can also use them on maps as well. So
on
if
maps
you put them
too?
on maps, then it allows you to add bonus mods to the map.
It's just Delirium maps, right? You can buff here, or like craft. Increase magic monsters, number of rare monsters. Players in area are delirious. What does it mean delirious though? Like, is that a fog? The mist you're seeing? Variety of items found in this area?
In addition to the rare mods that you can normally get. So it's another form of juicing that you can do.
Out of their mind. Yeah, but like, you know, probably more aggressive.
For in-game as well. Right, so that is...
Am I going to be rank 1 or no? Nope.
Delirium. Now, all of these different mechanics from the different in-game grinds kind of...
You can have a guild, yes, in PoE 2, and the great thing is there's a stash. So if you have any items that are not for your build or you don't need, You can put it in the stash, and then like other players from the guild that need it for their leveling build or whatever for any build, they can take the item, dude. That's insane. I'm surprised there's no mention about it. I know that's a thing PoE 1. Apparently that will be in PoE 2, but I haven't seen any specifics about that. Maybe they haven't shared too much. Only words. Are there leaderboards? I am not sure, dude. So, chat, we're gonna make a guild in Path of Exile 2. How about that, boys? How about that? If anyone wants to join us, I'll be running one for a little launch, so stick around. We need to figure out the name for it, though. Leaderboard for bosses or something? I'm not sure on that one. I'm not too sure, Johnny. Don't know.
Can be added with each other. If you open up the map, you can kind of start to add multiple mechanics overlapping.
Dude, boys.
Towers. You can juice maps with, you know, the thing like mechanic we just said. You
Churak.
hit points in the Atlas tree.
Churazzi.
Effectively, altogether, it allows you to really boost from the bottom of the Atlas to the top of the Atlas to really improve the content that you're doing to the point where it can get pretty crazy. But there is one more. In-game grind, which I'm not going to really talk too much about, but it relates to that that little object there.
Oh,
so
this is still
where the
unknown.
Uber Pinnacle bosses, and we can travel to the entrance, but
This
we
right
won't
here
be
is
able to
still
get into
unknown,
it and
right?
meet the
This
requirements yet.
content.
But effectively, there are around the map various ways to get keys to be able to enter this area. It's kind of mysterious.
Name
This is the hardest
Spartans?
content in the game.
Gonna be on the
So,
outside
if
looking
when you play
in.
the game, you'll
What do you
have to
mean,
try,
Drab?
effectively inside this area, you'll don't actually go in there. Inside there, you'll be able to fight the Uber Pinnacle boss as
Pivo.
well.
I want some Pivo right now,
And,
boys.
for the sort of hardest challenge in the game, that is something that I think players really enjoy.
That was sick, dude. That is the end content.
Is a
Good
sort
like
of basic
hardcore
overview of
players.
how the end game works. There was quite a lot of information there, quite a lot of sequels to leaks from PoE 1 as well. But
You want me
sort
Gary
of see, I guess,
Game
the
early
beginnings
access?
of a system
Why?
that we're gonna be
Really?
expanding a lot over time.
Why not, bro?
As we add more of these PoE 1 league sequels, and as we add more content that's like leagues to PoE 2, we've effectively got a lot of space here to be able to add as much to this in game as possible. The Atlas tree with all its different little what you might call, you know, the ascendancy kind of cluster type things for all the different content. All of these things, you know, adding all of these things, we're going to add one every time we add a league to effectively allow you to scale this stuff. So that means that there is a large capability to have a lot of content.
Wait, what was the Delirium stuff? Waystones found in your maps have random instilled emotions applied. Not bad.
To effectively allow you to scale this stuff. And so
I like how he skips these notes, man. God damn. Your maps has double difficulty scaling with distance from the mirror. Simulacrum splinters found in your maps are double. Okay. From the mirror. And then another one. Okay. Are there any plans for seasons during EA though? Yeah, they said they're gonna add some leaks during early access. Yes, sir. Work, Sally gotta get shit done. Closing in on the. Oh, okay, trap. Okay. That makes sense, man. That makes sense. Is double difficulty scaling with distance from the mirror.
So that means that there is a large capability to have a lot of content here. So that sort of shows you, I guess, as a quick rundown of the content in early access. Even though it is early access, there's a lot of content here. There's a lot to do in in-game. There's the campaign plus the crawl version of the first half of the campaign plus the crawl version of the campaign. And all of that is, I guess, going to be coming out on December 6th. So how do you get access? Well, the answer is to that is that we're going to be releasing a bunch of supporter packs.
So the content, the progression is you do first 3 acts. After that, you do another 3 acts, the same ones just on curl difficulty, and then you do endgame, correct?
If you buy one of those, you'll both get points, which you
That was a good video. I need to save it because I'll need it for my videos later.
you want to buy, as well as get access.
I'll jump on the screen to watch your boy grind down. All right, man. I'm kind of surprised they will be having leaks in early access, even more reason to fork over your money. Exactly, bro. But even if they weren't, right? If they decide not to, like, dude, supporting the devs with such godly work here, man, that should be automatic. If you can, of course, obviously, right? If you can. But you're right, bro. You're right. And G+ was optional? I think so. I thought so too, but I have seen... Hold on, I should have it on screen still. So, this was for the release. You can see that it's level 45 is Act 3, right? And endgame starts at 65, so... that means Act 4, 5, and 6 will give you the rest of those 20 levels. But in early access, we don't have that. In early access, we have a 1 to 3 cruel. You see right here? So I'm under the impression we have to do it after. Like, I thought it's optional as well at first, but then I saw these screens. I was like, hold up. Can you remind me what are leaks? It's the mechanics, like what we just seen, Delirium, the Breach, Expedition, those are leaks. They are wait, people are calling it leaks because it's from Path of Exile 1. The leaks, aka seasons, leak is a season. They released the EA because they have to, and they did not finish it. Simple, yeah. So I don't know. Or maybe you can straight jump to endgame after Act 3 at level 45. I don't think so. I think we gotta do the Krill one as well. But I don't know, if the first 3 acts give you level... Well, I guess, yeah, I guess.
To another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. In this series, on the run-up to Path of Exile 2's early access launch on November 15th, I'm covering Path
November
of Exile
15th,
2's mechanics,
gamers, imagine.
looking at how they function and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile
Overwhelms physical reduction. Oh, damn.
1, to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is about a collection of changes revolving around ability
Johnny,
usage. Let's
countdown.
get into it.
December 6th.
One of the biggest
Oh, you mean
reasons
game
that-
release, official? They haven't said anything about that, but they really want to release next year in 2025. Jonathan does not want to release in 2026. So the early access is already confirmed to last at least 6 months minimum, and then even more if they need to. And G Plus just seems like a means to grind the last levels for endgame, basically XP. I think so too, yeah. I think so too. And I guess, you know, they said the act bosses are going to be in the maps, just more difficult. I guess more mechanics too. So in the cruel difficulty, I guess you can just get used to them. I didn't say it right. When are all of us going to be able to play? In 8 days, just as the countdown, just as my first ends from my dude. Early access on 6th. Not 15th. Not 15th. November 15th was the original date, but then they had to postpone it, delay it. December 6th with the key, yes sir. So I want to say it's 15th. That was all the date. That was November 15th. That was all the date though, before they delayed. Because of the, what's it called? Transfer or my migration from PoE 1 to PoE 2. You need a key to play on 6th, bro. Yes. Yes. $30 minimum. Once the game launches fully, it's free to play. Johnny, I linked you my video yesterday where I talk about early access and everything you need to know about it. Come on, man. 15 was the initial day for EA, but it was delayed, yes.
That Grinding Gear Games took on the task of creating a new game in Path of Exile 2 is that they wanted to make an ARPG which solved a lot of the things that the original Path of Exile always struggled with.
Yeah, what Herna said, exactly.
Top of that list is visceral combat, especially in regards to melee. Path of Exile 2 has an extremely heavy focus on the feel of moment-to-moment combat, with a new rigging system to aid with animation that allows character movement to seamlessly flow from one skill usage to the next. In Path of Exile 2, you can retarget an ability during its animation, allowing your character to turn during the cast or attack time prior to going off. Skills that have longer animations would allow the character more room for adjustment, which will mean that more mobile targets can still be tracked and hit with skills that have much longer wind-ups. Ability use can be manually cancelled if you need to move out of the way of immediate danger, for example, or if you just no longer need to use that.
Yeah, $30 is still 80% of the game, 6 months early, dude. Exactly. That's the summary. I'm gonna let this video play. I have a phone call, chat, so enjoy.
Skill. This can be done
Same,
forcibly by dodge rolling. Now, the cancelling of abilities will likely be something that's much more important in PoE 2 compared to PoE 1, because skills typically have longer cast times than those we're used to in PoE 1. For example, the Arc spell, which has a 0.9 second cast time in PoE 2 compared to the 0.7 second cast time in PoE 1. But there are also several much stronger abilities which have very significant cast times, like Comet, which has a 1 second base cast time with an additional 1 second to total cast time as a modifier on the gem itself that likely scales with gem levels. Being able to cancel a skill with such a long cast time will be crucial to maintaining that freedom and fluidity of moment-to-moment combat. But what about the mana cost of a skill? In PoE 1, if you cancel or are forced to cancel a skill's animation before it goes off, such as being stunned out of that cast, you'll lose the resource cost of the skill since it's spent up front. But resource cost for ability use is also changing in a big way from PoE 1 to PoE 2. The cost of using a skill will no longer be spent up front upon first activating this skill, and will instead be spent over the full duration of the skill's animation, meaning that cancelling a skill before it goes off, either manually or having the skill forcibly cancelled by being stunned, is significantly less punishing. The option to retarget and cancel skill usage without losing resources should go a long way to provide the basis for smoother feeling combat. But these are not the only changes to ability usage that Path of Exile 2 is bringing to the franchise, because many skills will now either have a movement function built in by default, or will be able to be used while moving. Skills that can be used while moving will typically impose a movement penalty upon the character during their cast time, slowing movement speed down but not stopping it entirely. Meanwhile, for skills which do require you to stand in place, some of them have built-in movement. Going back to the Comet spell from earlier, this one has a movement portion of the skill which only activates if the spell is targeted close to the character, lifting the character up and repositioning them backwards slightly without turning around, providing some defensive utility to help maintaining distance during casting. There are also skills which act similarly to movement skills in PoE 1, such as the new Hand of Chiola skill. This one dashes to the target if they're at distance from you when it's used. Now lastly for this video, for the general ability use changes, is something a bit more cosmetic to do with the new rigging system in PoE 2. Some of you who have played PoE 1 may be familiar with the cast or attack animations of specific classes and specific weapon types, and how those animations tend to start looking a little bit ridiculous once you start to stack a lot of attack and cast speed, or a lot of action speed. This is because the animation in PoE 1 never changes, it just gets sped up, to the point where an animation which looks fine when it's played over the duration of a second, begins to look quite strange once it's played 10 times in the space of a second. But in PoE 2, the animation of a skill's usage is planned to be different based on the speed of that animation, with parts of the animation being changed for a faster or slower variant of the animation when certain speed thresholds are met. Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. PoE 2's early access will now launch on December 6th since it's been pushed back by 3 weeks, but fear not, we'll soldier on with this series, covering Path of Exile 2's mechanics, discussing how they function and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1 to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is all about attributes, that's strength, dexterity and intelligence. Let's get into it. Attributes in Path of Exile are stats which are used as gateways to using certain gear or abilities. For example, a character needs to have at least 293 strength to be able to equip this Royal Plate body armor. But attributes are more than just a requirement for gear and skills, as they also provide stats of their own. In PoE 1, every 10 strength grants +5 to maximum life and 2% increased melee physical damage. Every 10 dexterity grants +20 accuracy rating and 2% increased evasion rating, and every 10 intelligence grants +5 to maximum mana and 2% increased maximum energy shield. Attributes and the stats that they provide are aligned with the passive skill tree and the classes that begin in those locations, For example, intelligence is primarily found at the top of the passive skill tree along with many nodes that scale mana and energy shield. Meanwhile, strength is primarily found in the lower left third of the passive skill tree, where you also come across many life, melee and physical nodes. And for dexterity, it's primarily found in the lower right third of the passive skill tree, with many of the nodes found there providing boosts to evasion. These attribute alignments are going to continue with the same locations on the passive skill tree in Path of Exile 2. Classes also have basic starting attributes, again based on their passive tree starting location. We don't know just yet if these will be the same in PoE 2. However, in PoE 2, attributes and their related stats are going to play a larger role in defining a build archetype. This is due to two key changes. Firstly, attributes will now not only be required to equip gear and skills, but you'll have to meet a new attribute requirement based on the number of support gems you want to equip. Support gems in Path of Exile 2 will no longer have a fixed attribute requirement like gear or skill gems. Instead, they'll add a flat amount of attributes to your existing requirements. For example, this Area of Effect support gem requires an additional 5 intelligence to equip. The attribute type is based on the colour of the gem. Blue gems will add an intelligence requirement, green gems will add a dexterity requirement, and red gems will add. The attribute type is based on the colour of the gem. Blue gems will add an intelligence requirement, green gems will add a dexterity requirement, and red gems will add a strength requirement. Each support gem will add 5 to their respective a strength requirement. Each support gem will add 5 to their respective attribute requirement. This will mean that an endgame character may need upwards of 150 combined additional attributes to satisfy this new support gem requirement. However, that's not the only change that will make attributes a larger factor in the average build, because in Path of Exile 2 you'll also be gaining more stats from attributes than you do in PoE 1. We currently lack the numbers on this one, but Jonathan has said that they needed to increase the amount of life gained from strength due to the warrior class feeling a bit weak. This change may also mean that other attributes will also provide more stats. For example, more accuracy granted from dexterity would make a lot of sense, considering that ranged characters like bow or crossbow builds will have a less accuracy modifier imposed on them based on their distance from the target. At the same time, gaining more mana from intelligence also lines up, considering that every character will have a full mana pool by default, and this will help distinguish an intelligence-based character as one with a higher mana pool compared to other attribute alignments. But those two are speculation. The only one that's confirmed is the higher amount of life being gained from strength. This is interesting because we know that in Path of Exile 2 the passive skill tree will not have any increased life modifiers, and this will mean that a strength-based character, for example a mace-wielding warrior that uses many two-handed slams, they'll have a high strength requirement due to the natural skill and support gem allocation that they're going to be using, which will in turn provide a naturally high life pool. So those particular build archetypes are unlikely to opt into anything other than a life-based setup. Now, in terms of player agency and being able to easily solve attribute requirements, especially during leveling, GGG is implementing an important change to the passive skill tree in Path of Exile 2. Travel nodes that provide stats will now be stat selectable. These nodes will provide 5 of the chosen attribute, and can be respecced as needed to fulfill any new requirements that you take on when you socket new support gems. Their idea here is that you'll always be able to choose to use a new support gem you pick up on your next level, as you'll always be 1 point away from that required stat node. Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. PoE 2's early access will now launch on December 6th, and in this series I'm covering Path of Exile 2's mechanics, discussing how they function and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1, to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is about evasion. Let's get into it. Evasion rating is a core defensive stat in Path of Exile which is used to calculate a character's chance to evade incoming attacks. This is done using a formula that weighs the character's evasion rating against a monster's accuracy rating to determine their chance to evade. A character's chance to evade is capped at 95%. But evasion isn't a purely chance-based system, because there is also a secondary mechanic known as entropy. Entropy is a system that's designed to ensure there are no long strings of hits or evades by chance. When an attack is initiated, and that attack is the first in at least 100 server ticks, or approximately 3.33 seconds, an entropy value is randomly rolled between 0 and 99. The attacker's chance to hit is added to this value. If entropy exceeds 100 after the attacker's chance to hit has been added, the attack will hit, and 100 is subtracted from the entropy value. If the entropy value remains below 100 after the attacker's chance to hit has been added, the attack is evaded and the entropy value remains intact. Importantly, entropy is a character stat, thus the same entropy value is shared across all monsters attacking the character. This system guarantees that evasion is less of a random defensive mechanic and more reliable in being able to evade over long strings of incoming hits. But in Path of Exile 2, the type of hits that a character can evade is changing. This is because monsters will no longer have a distinction between using attacks and spells in regards to a character's defenses. I'll link the full video on this topic in the series here. In Path of Exile 2, by default, a character will be able to evade any incoming projectile or strike. It doesn't matter if that projectile is an arrow fired by a monster's attack, or a fireball from a monster casting a spell. As long as the hit is a projectile, or a strike such as a monster swinging their sword towards you in melee range, you'll be able to evade that hit. However, a character will not be able to evade area of effect hits by default, such as larger slam abilities used by bosses. Now, this change will mean that any hit coming from a monster that the character can evade will use the monster's accuracy rating in order to calculate their chance to hit the character. So, monster abilities that were spells in PoE 1, like a fireball for example, will use the monster's accuracy rating to determine their hit chance. This is very important due to another change in Path of Exile 2 which makes accuracy less effective at a distance. The further away an entity is from their target, the higher the penalty they'll have on their accuracy rating, making it harder to hit the target when at a great distance away from them. This will mean that a character will not only be able to evade all types of projectiles, but their positioning and distance from monsters targeting them is an
Sorry, boys, I had a phone call. My bad. Premius and Superclax, thanks for the follow, boys. I wonder if the series speaks to diminishing. Actually, diminishing returns, I think it's a factor in this game, but I haven't heard in any video about diminishing returns, about any of these stats, because that's always what I am curious the most about. Mark seems like the magic find. What makes you say that? What is there for magic find from Mark? Superclax. Sorry if I butchered your name, bro. But anyways, gamers, once again, I have a giveaway going on Twitter right now, or X, for 2 codes. The link is in the chat, and I will have 2 more codes to give away for early access on Sunday here on stream on Twitch. So make sure to pull up, tell your friends about it. And yeah, I mean, that's to be if Dex is giving 2% every evade for every 10. Yeah, that's if there is no diminishing return. That sounds insanely OP.
Important factors to consider from a gameplay perspective. This will make evasion a stronger defensive stat against ranged monsters, especially on ranged characters that are already naturally maintaining a distance.
What's up, Leaf?
even
There are so
though
many skills,
area-
dude, and we still haven't seen all of them. I cannot wait to see all of them, dude. Because there is going to be so many things to choose from in a world to theorycraft. Cannot wait.
Effect hits cannot be evaded by default. There is a keystone that exists to be able to change this. In Path of Exile 2, the Acrobatics keystone will make it so that all hits can be evaded, including those that previously couldn't be, such as Area of Effect abilities, at the cost of a 50% reduction to the character's evasion rating. The wording on this one may be a bit off. For example, it could be 50% less evasion rating, and of course, this keystone and pretty much everything else is subject to change. But the concept of this keystone is that you need to invest a lot more to obtain a decent amount of evasion rating, but in exchange, evasion becomes a lot more reliable as a defensive tool.
Cool. Dreamcore, once again, hands down the best videos out there. No joke. Mana Shield, Energy Shield, we have seen that. Damage ailments, and we got this bad boy as well. Let's get after it, boys.
Welcome to another Path of Exile 2 mechanics video. PoE 2's early access is launching on December 6th, and in this series I'm covering the game's mechanics, discussing how they function and how they differ from the same mechanics in Path of Exile 1, to create a resource that's useful for new players and veterans alike. You can check out the full series by following the link in the video description below. This video is all about damaging ailments. Let's get into it.
A huge man.
Damaging ailments in Path of Exile are comprised of 3 ailments, each of which deal damage over time while in effect. These ailments are bleeding, ignite, and poison. Bleeding is inflicted by physical attack damage and deals physical damage over time at a magnitude of 70% of the base physical hit damage that inflicted the ailment per second, for 5 seconds, and does not stack. The damage dealt by bleeding triples to 210% per second while the target is moving. Ignite is inflicted by fire hit damage and deals fire damage over time at a magnitude is inflicted by 80% of the base.
Wait, hold on. Attack hit of physical damage.
Targets in time. Bleeding is
right.
Ignite is inflicted by fire hit damage and deals fire damage over time at a magnitude of 90% of the base fire hit damage that's inflicted the ailment per second for 4 seconds and does not stack. Ignite is guaranteed to be inflicted by...
Isn't bleed by default pretty bad though? If the target has to move for the big damage? Is it like bad pretty against bosses? Or am I tripping?
Hit of fire damage, which is also a critical hit. Poison is inflicted by physical and chaos hit damage and deals chaos damage over time at a magnitude of 30% of the base physical and chaos hit damage that inflicted the ailment per second, for 2 seconds, and stacks with no limit. There are many modifiers on the passive skill tree, on ascendancy notables, and on unique items which interact directly with these ailments. More common modifiers increase ailment duration or improve a character's chance to inflict those ailments.
But their stationary is not going to look too appealing, yeah. Probably there's gonna be a lot of them too, I can imagine.
But some modifiers can directly alter the default.
Is bleeding PoE1 good? Like builds, bleed builds, are they worth? Are they Gucci?
Behavior of an ailment. For example, the Crimson Dance keystone, which makes it so you can deal damage with up to 8 stacks of bleeding simultaneously on a single target.
8 times. Oh, just more stacks, but okay. I guess if you get passives like this, then kind of solves it, kind of.
Chance to inflict those ailments, but some modifiers can directly alter the default behavior of an ailment. For example, the Crimson Dance Keystone, which makes it so you can deal damage with up to 8 stacks of bleed.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay, gotcha. Different game.
Simultaneously on a single target, at the cost of dealing less damage and losing bleeding's inherent property of dealing bonus damage while the target is moving. Now, Path of Exile 2 will be making some very significant changes to ailments. Firstly, let's discuss the broad changes to ailment application and the damage dealt by ailments. In PoE 2, you won't be able to invest into modifiers which grant you a percentage-based chance to inflict a specific ailment like you can in PoE 1. At the same time, critical strikes in PoE 2 will no longer guarantee the application of elemental ailments. So, how do you inflict ailments? Well, the chance to inflict ailments and the damage that they deal in PoE 2 will now be based on the hit of damage received on the defender's side prior to the mitigation stage. This is
Greatly increase the chance of igniting enemies since based on damage deal doesn't guarantee. Okay. Based on the damage deal. Right. Damaging ailments now care about the final. Hit but no damage modifiers don't apply to them. Oh. Faster gameplay favors burst. It's feasible that dots might be viable in PoE 2. Okay, that makes sense. Alright.
different from the calculation of damage for ailments in PoE 1, where that damage is instead derived on the attacker's side of the calculation from the base damage of the hit. If you're interested, you can check out the full order of operations for the damage calculation in this video that I made on the topic right here. Now, this change is important for a few reasons. Firstly, since the chance to inflict an ailment is based on the damage of the hit, you now care about...
Wait, hold on, let me save this video for later.
Now, this change is important for a few reasons. Firstly, since the chance to inflict an ailment is based on the damage of the hit, you now care about scaling the hit damage to help ensure that you can apply that ailment. This is something that wasn't important in PoE 1. For example, the Deadly Ailment support gem is a regular addition to ailment-based builds because the 80% less hit damage doesn't impact the damage dealt by the inflicted ailment. Secondly, because the damage dealt by the ailment in PoE 2 is based and scaled by the hit of damage prior to mitigation, damage modifiers will no longer directly apply to the ailment like they do in PoE 1. This means that in PoE 2, you're actively incentivized to scale the hit damage, not only to improve your chance of inflicting the ailment, but also to deal damage with it. Now, even though the hit damage prior to mitigation is what will determine the chance to inflict an ailment, you can still invest into modifiers that will help you inflict an ailment, but they work a bit differently. The Ignition support is a great example. This one makes supported skills have 50% more chance to ignite.
That's what he wants to roll. That's what he wants to roll.
Similar to the mechanic in PoE 1, which exists on modifiers that allow you to inflict an ailment as though you were dealing more damage. Only this instead improves your chance to inflict the ailment as though you were dealing more damage. This is because the hit damage first determines the chance to inflict the ailment, and the modifier on the Ignition support then acts as a multiplier for that number. In addition to being able to improve your chances of inflicting an ailment, you'll also be able to scale the ailment damage directly with a new type of modifier which only exists for some non-damaging ailments in PoE 1. Ailments.
This is the release. This is what the release is gonna look like for us. See, normal gameplay, boom, frozen.
Modifier which only exists for some non-damaging ailments in PoE 1.
Early access release right here.
Effect. In PoE 2, you'll be able to make use of ailment effect modifiers for damaging ailments to scale the ailment damage directly, such as
consume freeze on the igniting of first enemy to boost the effect of ignite. Oh damn, this is pretty cool mechanic. Hello. Does more effect ignite against frozen enemies. Support skills can inflict freeze. That's what it's going to look like on December 6th when we overwhelm the servers. 100%, dude. Damn, already scared for that. Already scared of that. Because I can see it happening. Consume freeze from enemies, they ignite.
There's this
pretty cool
support gem, which makes ignites inflicted by supported skills have 100% more effect against frozen enemies. This modifier would essentially double the base effectiveness of ignite. from dealing 90% of hit damage per second up to 180%. Aside from hit damage modifiers naturally scaling ailment damage in PoE 2, there are two other important mechanics that will also affect damaging ailments in PoE 2. Critical strikes and double or triple damage. These mechanics are calculated prior to mitigation and directly scale the hit damage, and therefore they will improve the chance to inflict an ailment and the damage that that ailment deals. Keep in mind that the 50% dot multi for ailments applied by critical strikes in PoE 1 will no longer exist in PoE 2, and as previously mentioned, critical strikes will no longer guarantee elemental ailment application. In Path of
You're gonna go Flicker Strike? Man, I really like that ability as well. I thought about it too on Warrior, but it requires power charges, and I don't think I'll have access to that as Warrior. Because there is node that makes it so your endurance charges are into power charges, but that's pretty far away on the tree from Warrior, from what I've planned. But that one looks good, man, Wilder. That one looks good. What class are you gonna play it on, though? Just Monk? Did you say crit strike or double and triple damage? Both. He said both. Hold on, let me roll it back. And I'm not sure? Okay.
Also affects damaging ailments in PoE 2. Critical strikes and double or triple damage. These mechanics are calculated prior to mitigation and directly scale the hit damage, and therefore they will improve the chance to inflict an ailment and the damage that that ailment deals. Keep in mind that the 50% dot multi for ailments applied by critical strikes in PoE 1 will no longer exist in PoE 2, and as previously mentioned, critical strikes will no longer guarantee elemental ailment application. In Path of Exile 2, there will also be changes to the default behavior of specific ailments. Bleeding can now only be inflicted with a hit that deals damage to life. A hit that's fully absorbed by Energy Shield or another resource won't be able to inflict bleeding.
Damn!
Additionally, the damage dealt by bleeding will fully bypass Energy Shield. Interestingly, this means that the Chaos Inoculation Keystone will make a character immune to bleeding. In PoE,
only damage to life can cause bleeding now, so you're de facto bleed immune with CI.
won't be able to bleeding can now only be inflicted with a hit that deals damage to life.
Doesn't this make bleed builds absolute whack? Even for bosses, because they have barriers, right? I mean, shields.
A hit that's fully absorbed by Energy Shield or another resource won't be able to inflict bleeding. Additionally, the damage dealt by bleeding will fully bypass Energy Shield.
Fully bypass? Hold on. So it goes straight to life then? No Energy Shield? Bleeding is out, yeah? That seems whack. You see Victory and Ascendancy point, which is strike gives you 20 skill points. Wait, really? 20 skill points on Witch Hunter? Do you have the screenshot of that? That's insane, man. There's no way. And Warrior gets 20 inventory slots, man. Log on. Or Titan, that is. Please tell me I just got email from... No, I didn't. God damn it.
Interestingly, this means that the Chaos Inoculation Keystone will make a character immune to bleeding. In PoE 2, poison will not stack by default, but you will be able to invest into additional poisons such as this multiple poison support. Like bleeding, poison will also bypass Energy Shield, which is already true in PoE 1 since it deals chaos damage. However, this will be an ailment-specific stat in PoE 2 because non-poison chaos damage
Wait, this is it right here, actually. Bleed is not done yet, my man. Look, damage from bleeding and poison bypasses Energy Shield to remove life directly. So with bleeding, you're totally ignoring Energy Shield even bad. That's actually not bad. That's actually not bad, bro. What do you say about Ignite? I will roll it back, alright? Hold on, Spazzy, hold on.
damage will no longer bypass Energy Shield and will instead remove twice as much from this resource.
Scaling, right?
This one makes supported skills have 50% more chance to ignite. This can be seen as being somewhat similar to the mechanic in PoE 1 which exists on modifiers that allow you to inflict an ailment as though you were dealing more damage, only this instead improves your chance to inflict
But hold on, there's
magnitude
wait, there's more right here. It doesn't stack, but it's 90% of the base fire damage hit. Right? So this is one thing, bro. Alright, 90% damage. Spazzy. And then there is Gem, Frost Fire, that makes it so where is it at? Right here. It makes it so instead of 90%, you get 180%.
100% more effect against
You hear that?
ignite ailment damage directly, such as this Frostfire support gem, which makes ignites inflicted by supported skills have 100% more effect against frozen enemies. This modifier would essentially double the base effectiveness of ignite, from dealing 90%
freeze
of hit
and then
damage
burn.
per second
Yeah.
up to 180%.
So it doesn't bypass the shield and go straight live, rather doubles the damage done to the shield. Yeah. Well, the double damage to shield is from chaos damage only, not for bleed. So, well, poison is chaos, right? So I guess... Wait, poison is chaos damage? I don't really understand it then. How do I freeze most of Mystery? What up, Dante? Chago, bro. With Mercenary? There is a Frozen Grenade. I'm certain there is one. So here is poison, right? Deals base of physical and chaos hit per second. But here on this screenshot, it shows that poison goes... See, poison bypasses shield, but chaos removes twice as much energy shield. Do you do both? Heard him say that towards the end. Oh, it's chaos. It's just chaos damage here. It removes twice as much energy shield. That's what he said. I'll send a screenshot. Where? Where? Oh, there he is, man. Dude, it's really... That's really a thing, bro. Agent Swag with the fall. Thank you very much. Weapon set skill points. Bro, this is insane. Oh, direct chaos damage, not the dot. Okay. Chaos and poison is two separate things. Okay, thank you. Gotcha. Dots just bypass. Okay, thank you. Dude, Witch Hunter right here. Fuck his weapon set skills. You have two weapons, AK weapon swap. So this grants you for both weapons weapon set skill points. Yeah, 20 weapons. It's 20 skill points for one weapon and the other as well. 20 swap. So, for example, for Mercenary Witch Hunter, I guess you can swap between a crossbow and bow or something. 20 points is insane, dude. That's fucking wild. Meanwhile, Titan, 20 inventory slots. Here we go. This is sick, man. Witch Hunter looks very good. He's got the Culling Strike as well, right? Or is it Decimating? Decimating or Culling Strike for Witch Hunter. What was that? I think it was Culling. Execute. Anyways, gamers, I sadly have to bounce. It is 6 p.m. 3.5 hour stream today. Not too bad. I overslept today, so it didn't happen to earlier than I thought. Sadly, I gotta bounce. But tomorrow, chat, tomorrow I'll be streaming again for before 6 p.m. because I gotta go again at 6 p.m. tomorrow. But
Emotional damage.
I know, bro. So I wish I could go until evening, but duty calls. You know what I mean? But to everyone joining me today, new fellas as well, I appreciate it very much. Welcome to the stream as well. Once again, huge giveaways going out, chat until the launch and even after the launch. So 2 keys are on Twitter, aka X right now, and other 2 keys are I'm giving out on Sunday on the stream. Sunday first on the stream, 2 codes. Here we go. And then on release and after release, I'll try to get more and more keys, but it's kind of hard. Yo, Herma, thanks for following, dude. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Guys, take it easy. 8 days to go. Tomorrow it will be 7 days. Tomorrow it's a full week until the launch. We got this, all right? We got this easy. We'll get through it together. We will be huffing and puffing the copium on the stream as well about PoE. And don't worry, we got this. Shout out to YouTube as well. Both streams on YouTube. Absolute legends. My boy Frosty, Pedia, Jeremiah, and others. Seb. And I wish you have a good one, boys. So until next time, you have a good one, and peace.
This is a